USB cards working out to give me direct capture.
I'd do it for the party. Gotta keep it wild. Hey, Gail, drop the beat. I see you, Philip. It's been 140 hours. Are we doing this or are we doing this? Yeah, man.
You say you're searching for a druid who can pin you down and do you right. Well, come on, Philip, and let Holston show you what it feel like. I come up behind you and I ask you what you're sipping on. Smells robust. And you tell me that it's gin that was purchased with donation. Don't look in my eyes, I'm taking you from behind. It's the one-time bestiality, ain't a crime. We'll be getting on the ground, I hear your snorting sound. Do it doggy style, cause you need tummy time. You wanna make love to this bear, to this bear, to this bear. You wanna make love to this bear, to this bear, to this bear, to this bear, to this bear. I know that everybody's here with us, but that's cool. That's cool. Just reorganize the party. That's a thing that you know how to do. Right? Boy, don't keep me waiting when I really wanna mount you. Giddy up. Send Minsk to the campsite, cause you are my only boo. Yeah, stay away from hamsters. Don't look in my eyes, I'm taking you from behind. I can't take it no more, Philip, I'm coming for you. You've been teasing me with that ass. God, what a fat ass. Later we'll get burgers if that's cool with you. You wanna make love to this bear, to this bear, to this bear. Let's get on it. You wanna make love to this bear, to this bear. No, they don't take rubbers for bears. You wanna make love to this bear. I also forgot the lube. My bad. You wanna make love to this bear. Lie down on something. To this bear.
Hey, give it up for DJ Fuck Fridge.
I'm what you want.
She's what you want.
I'm what you need.
She's what you need.
I think things chill. That I'm a freak, sexually, mentally, physically, emotionally. I can take the biggest loads of practice on your groceries. I know you gave your love to the druid, but your boy can share it. That's right, he's poly, even when you don't turn into a fairy. In the ways you're the pig, I got my sights. Oh, you better spring open till you see my little lights. Make love to a fridge and a bear who's in wild shape. I don't even wanna know what kind of freaky shall we make. We beside dumb, we'll spackle you. Call me William Perry, cause I'll join the bears and tackle you.
No, you can't give me a kiss if we keep fucking like this. I'll reach around though if you need it to be shooting. Consummating with the bear, keep it up, feeling, I swear. I'ma give it to you non-stop, and I don't care. Jade's watching. He has questions. Oh, in the woods with a bear, the safe word is puero. You wanna make love to this bear, hey, to this bear, to this bear, to this bear. Wanna make love? You wanna make love to this bear, hey, make love. Get that ass split open by a bear. Hey, 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 hey. Going down, making love in the woods with a fridge and a big brown bear, and a pig, and cat, and Derek. You'll feel I'm not cool with how you invited Derek without consulting me. That boy ain't right.
I'm just gonna tell you, there's a little place for you, all right? It's a big white building. If you go inside, what they're gonna do for you, they're gonna put a nice jacket on you. And then get this, they're gonna put you in a nice comfy room where the walls have pillows all over them. So you can't hurt yourself. You can literally just bounce off the walls in comfort for the rest of your life.
276 on the Vest Street, yeah. Well, tell Jen in my next drink, yeah. Air raid Laura, call me bestie, yeah. Jay, yeah, you broke, hit me next week, yeah. Pig flare drip, got the oops on my wrist. Get a couple pulls by the loops on my tips. Skin tight shirt, big whoops on my chest. Big gout, baby cherry juice on my lips. DoorDash always coming through. Walking around my neighborhood, I'm trying to find my food. Street Fighter 6 always put me in a mood. Master Ranks about to send me back to Street Fighter 2. Got a third channel, about to get my money made. Never hesitated, turned down to 50K. King came through, had to send him on his way. Hair fading faster than the money in my bank. Got my ride going and they took the tie off it. Pulled up broad day and
What I used to say about React content was that people literally acting while a camera played in the background. Me actually talking with you is harder to do than just watching someone else broadcast and make facial reactions. So I stand to that. Nice try, though. I mean, you tried. Very tough here, you know, very hard to try to make it look like I was contradicting myself. However, it backfired, and now you look like a tremendous moron. Congratulations on that. We didn't even start yet. That's a good start. There you go. Have I ever had dinosaur egg oatmeal? What the hell is that? What is... All right. Save the crazy questions for when I'm on screen and we're actually doing the chill session. So when I laugh, dinosaur egg oatmeal. What the hell is going... What? Does that sound like ack, 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 ack? No. Good evening to Chemical Goods. Should react to some of my former takes. I think I would be surprised. No, I wouldn't be surprised. You know why? Because that was me in a different time of my life, a different level of age and experience and maturity. And it may shock you. This may be a revelation to you right now. But ladies and gentlemen, as people get older, they tend to change their minds on things. I'm not sure if you knew that. That everything, an opinion is not a black and white absolute statement that lasts forever. And if you don't know that, well, you're probably just an immature dummy. I don't know what else to say. So there you go. You tried twice now. That's 2 fails. Are we going to make it a 3? Can we make it a 3-peat? Can we make it a 3-peat for this person trying to heckle me in the chat before we've even begun? Dinosaur egg oatmeal is oatmeal with candy dinosaurs in it? What the? Okay, no, I have never heard, nor seen, nor had that. That sounds like something that probably came after my time as a kid eating oatmeal. Ongoy, thank you. He says, I hope you're having a great night. So far, so good. I had a good dinner. Relaxing after dinner with my wife. And now I'm ready to chill with you. I'm actually hoping the office cools down a bit. It was quite hot in here this afternoon. It was like 68 outside. So it was probably around like 80 in here. Tomorrow it's going to be in the 70s, which means it'll be like 90 in here. But tomorrow I'm putting the air conditioner in because this weekend it's supposed to be like 85 to 90 outside, which means it would be like 100 degrees in here if I didn't have it. So I got to do it. I got to put the AC in. Jasper is good. Jasper was downstairs running around, having fun. We had the back door open, but the screen was closed. And then he pounced on the screen because a squirrel was outside. Like, relax, Jasper boy. Relax. When am I moving back to the east? It's a good question. Great question. I don't know if there's an answer. No gaming tonight. Tonight, I'm just going to hang out with you guys. I'm not on camera yet because technically it hasn't begun yet. I actually got on here a little early. But I'm just going to hang out and talk for a couple of hours here. Why did I stop playing Honda and Street Fighter? I didn't. I hit Master, and then I stopped playing Street Fighter for a good like month and a half, almost 2 months. Came back to it, and I played with every character in a row who I had used previously. And Honda was one of them. So I don't know what you're talking about. I used Honda in the last month, actually. I think it was early April. Homemade chili. Homemade chili's good. My wife makes it. Glad you're enjoying that. I have no enemies. Alex Roberts, a member tonight, says Phil is a god. That is an incorrect statement. I am not a god. I am a mere mortal. A flawed one at that. However, I am, for some reason, someone that people seem to tend to like to listen to. I don't know why. I have no idea. But it's just true. So there you go. Yeah, the blimp. I would say another Crab's Treasure right now is turning out to be one of my favorite games of the year for sure. I mean, considering the games I've played this year, definitely, it's really good. It's getting better the further in I get. Seriously, we are getting fighting optional super bosses, getting awesome abilities as results. You know, having a great time. So it is very good. I'm having a good time with it.
It's made in China.
I've never played
Tunic. That clear.
No, I have not.
Of course, it's made in China.
Dinner
Like
was
everything else
delicious.
you
It
would
was
buy in the
homemade
United
gumbo.
States, it's made in China.
Can I describe the gumbo in detail? Yes, I can. Why can't you see me? Because I'm not on screen. If you could see me and I wasn't on screen, that'd be a little disturbing. Unless like you're staring at like a photo of me, a personal photo in your home. Like you printed one out from the internet and you're staring at it and caressing it lovingly. You know, like that meme where Wolverine is caressing a picture. It's supposed to be Jean Grey, but they superimpose something else in there. So imagine your Wolverine in full X-Men attire, sitting in bed, caressing a photo of me. That would be incredibly disturbing. I don't even want to think about that. But that's why you can't see me. There you go. Okay. What kind of sauce do you use for gumbo? It's a roux. It is a roux sauce, which is a simmered sauce made in a pan with various ingredients. And my wife makes it. What's in it? I actually have no clue. She makes it with spices and stuff. I don't actually know what's in it. There's no curry in gumbo. What are you talking about? Oh my God. Enough of this. Enough of Don Fanucci. He said, what curry is in the gumbo? There's no curry in gumbo. It's a completely different recipe. What are you saying? You're weird, man. What's up, Maximum Turbo? Good evening. What kind of price level on salsa do I prefer? I prefer a salsa that is above the cost of $1 and below the cost of $1,000. Those are the salsas that I prefer. I like that price range of $2 to $999. That's where I would buy my salsas. Good evening, Rush fan. Ever had a foot-long burrito? I don't know. I never really measured. I very well might have. There's a place down the street that does insanely huge burritos, but I never actually, like, pulled out my tape measure and slapped it next to the burrito to see how long it was. So, guys, just so you know, the stream hasn't even started yet. This is just like the pre-stream of me talking with you. I'm going to come on camera, and we're going to do 2 hours of true on-camera interaction coming up. This is just me. I was a little early, so I just turned on the mic and started blabbing. Does one's dumb comment put one on thin ice? No, the ice is already thin. The ice is dangerously paper wafer thin. And then when people say something stupid, cracks form. There you go. Why don't I crack... oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. That was disgusting. Why don't I crack open a nice, refreshing Coors Light? Well, first of all, because I don't have it. And second of all, because it's disgusting. That's why. I would not be drinking Coors Light on this stream under any circumstances. I know, because I've had it. It tastes like if you took good beer and you added water to it and you filtered it, and then you added water to it and you filtered it, and you added water to it and you filtered it and you filtered it and you filtered it and you filtered it, and then you put ice cubes in it and you diluted it, and then you added more water to it and you filtered it, and then someone drank it, digested it, pissed it out in a cup. That's Coors Light. It's really like so watered down bad. It's not good. It's disgusting. You like the Dick Lightning fan art? Yes. Of course, that's from the original Elden Ring run 2 years ago, which is a reference to my original Dark Souls 2 run from years way prior to that.
Zero sugar and zero carbs. Meet natural flavor. Neutral. Refreshingly simple.
Time to get any better, and I don't want to invest any more time in it because of that. So Tekken 8 is done. Street Fighter 6 is the future. It's a game that I'm actually decent at. I've improved, right? I'm excited for the rebalance patch. So Street Fighter 6 is the future of fighting games here on DSP Gaming, that's for sure. No, Bud Light is way worse than Coors Light. Bud Light is take everything that I just said and then put it into like a dirty, like, did you ever walk down the street and you saw there's like an empty 2-liter on the side of the road that's like encrusted with like filth? Like there's like bugs in there and like scum, dirt. It's someone spit, a couple spits in there, like big loogies. You put the Coors Light in there, you shake it all up, and you add water to it, you add water to it, and you add water to it. That's Bud Light. Neither are good. If I had to choose, I actually would drink Coors Light over Bud Light, but I wouldn't drink either. Well, if you thought I was pretty good at Tekken 8, I thank you for that, because that was the first Tekken I really took seriously since the arcade days of the 90s. And I think like within that month that I played it, I got pretty darn good. Month and a half, I guess. It was like mid-February or whatever. But, you hit a wall. You hit a wall and you're like, well, I don't want to play this anymore because I know I can't get better unless I invest way more time. And there's a difference in Street Fighter when I'm losing. It's usually because of execution. Meaning, is it me or is it the game? I don't know. But a lot of the times, I'm dropping inputs and shit. Or it's because of the balance of the game, where everyone's using a top tier and spamming this pattern. In Tekken, I'm just losing to complete lack of knowledge. Like, I just don't know enough about the characters to be able to defend and counter stuff. I would have to study and really invest a lot of time in it, and I don't have.
Passing around AIDS.
All right, I'm going to be on camera in a minute. I'll give it another minute. I'll explain the premise of what we're doing here tonight, and then we'll begin.
That's my job.
Okay? Sound good?
What do I do?
The lighting's going to be off at first because the sun is still out a little bit. But soon that won't be a thing, because then I'm going to have the blinds always closed because I'm going to have the air conditioner in when I come back on Friday. So that won't even be a thing anymore. There will be no outdoor light coming in, pretty much. You want to see my beautiful face? You came to the wrong place, because indeed I am not beautiful. This is the wrong place for beauty. I'll tell you that. What's up, Game Boy? Good evening. How you doing? What beer do I prefer? I really don't, because I don't drink beer that often anymore. I've had a few different beers. I used to drink vary between like Sam Adams, or what was the other one that I used to drink? Oh. Sometimes I like a Blue Moon, because the Blue Moon has that citrusiness to it. I like the citrus flavor. And if I want something that like I'm like hungry and I want a beer, I'll drink a Guinness, because Guinness is like hardy ass, thick ass beer, right? Dark, bitter, thick ass foam. It actually fills your stomach. But I don't drink beer regularly at all anymore. I've had it many years, so. No, I haven't had any new sodas. There's a Dr. Pepper coconut and a cherry limeade Sprite. I know. Was not aware of those. I don't really drink soda, that's why. I don't really drink soda. As I get older, I don't need the sugar, and I don't need the sugar in my blood, and I don't need the sugar on my teeth. As I get older, everything hurts. So I try to stay away from sugary drinks. I have never had Rolling Rock. Nope, not once. All right. Shall I come on camera, explain the premise and everything, and then we get started? Shall I? I don't even know how many people are here tonight. At 278, that's a good amount. I wonder if we'll get more. The premise of the stream. What do you think? The premise of what? All right, I'm going to drop it on you. Actually, tonight, I am a private investigator, and you're all trapped on the stream. You're not allowed to leave because you're all suspects in a homicide. So tonight I'm going to interrogate each and every one of you on stream to unleash unveil the clues. I have to reveal the truth of what's happened. And tonight we're gonna have a 2-hour murder mystery here on DSP Gaming, and one of you is going to jail. All right? Which one of you lucky viewers is going to jail tonight? What do you think? The premise of what? The premise of the stream. What we're going to do tonight. I know it's not a murder mystery. Oh no! One of you is a heinous villain.
Miserable. Just miserable.
Yes, you didn't know? Oh, I knew. I knew when I started the stream. I could smell that heinous villain from a mile away. Let me tell you guys something. All right, shall we begin here? Let me come on. Actually, I know it's going to be too bright, so the coloring's going to be off to start, just to forewarn all of you. It'll be a little too bright, but after a little bit, the lighting outside's going to calm down, and then it'll actually be like the regular lighting. It looks, actually, it's not that bad. It actually looked worse like 10 minutes ago. So, all right. Shall we do it? Here, I'll start recording. We'll do the intro, and we'll go from there. Here we go. Hello, well, hi. Good evening. Welcome to Late Night Chill with Phil here on DSP Gaming. It is May 8th, 2024. It's the night stream, and we have really nothing particularly that we had to do today, meaning gameplay, we're pretty good right now. We're making progress in the playthroughs I'm doing. We've played multiplayer stuff this week. I didn't feel like trying to squeeze any random thing in. In addition to that, we've been doing these kind of interactive streams for the last few months. I think we actually started doing them in like February, where like just once a month we do a night stream where I hang out with you guys and we have a couple hours of conversation. Typically what I found is that people seem to show up, engage, and support these streams. They like just hanging out with me. And I think as I get older, this is going to be something that's going to become more common. People like more just hanging out than having a premise to hang out. Like, I don't need to be sitting here playing a video game for us to have a fun stream, right? I don't need to be reacting to any content. We can just kind of talk and let the night go where it goes and have a good time together. In fact, I've actually found some of these streams have been a lot more fun than, say, my 17th or 18th stream of an ongoing playthrough. So I've enjoyed doing this. And like I said, as I get older, I feel like that will be more about what my content is, more about interaction and discussion. And, you know, rather than just gameplay, and stuff like that. But I don't want to do it too often. If I do these streams too often, that they don't feel special, that I'm doing it too much, and then, you know, oh, not a big deal to just do it. But I definitely would like to do these from time to time, and I felt like it was time to do one, because we didn't have anything else to do tonight anyway. FYI, this is 100% a very interactive stream, meaning I'm going to be talking directly with people pretty much all night. Whether that's if a contribution of some type comes in, like a super chat or a membership or a tip, and I react to the person's message in that, or if people tag me in the stream chat and then I just go Q&A there. So there you go. All right, so let's see how it goes, how the night takes us. The lighting right now is slightly off because it's still kind of sunny outside, but the sun is currently going down. As the sun goes down over the next 2 hours, the lighting will be even better in my office here. So there you have it. It's time for Late Night Chill with Phil here on DSP Gaming. All right, so let's start off the night right. Let's see what people have to talk about. The first question of the night is Kazumi Natsume Gaming says, can we be pals online? No, cannot. You cannot be pals online. I am a person who is a streamer, a content creator. There's one of me, many of you. There's no way that I could personally have a pal-like relationship with every person out there. We can hang out and talk, but we can't be close personal pals. That's just never going to happen. Yeah, I'm not like those other creators who overpromises to try to get something out of you. I'm going to be straight with you, all right? I got a busy life, a family. I don't have time for pals, all right? There you go. How was Another Crab's Treasure today, asks Rush Fan. Great. Now, there was a catch. They rebalanced the game. A patch came out and nerfed my build. So I had these 2 items equipped that were giving me tons of bonus attack, and they didn't do that anymore. And I was like, well, that sucks. So I removed them, and I had a different build that was based more on massive stun. And then I went out and continued to do the optional exploration, and I went all the way back through the other areas that I've been and broke all of those glowing cubes, got tons of items. And then as I was exploring, I found an optional super boss, beat the boss, and that boss gave me a new special attack that's even better than what I was doing before. Now when I attack, I have a giant octopus tentacle swatting enemies and stunning the crap out of them because I have 70% bonus stun. It's great. I'm having a great time with the game, and we even made a lot of progress. We went to the new dungeon, the Veil, and we got a big chunk through it. So great progress today. The game is great. I definitely recommend Another Crab's Treasure to anyone who likes a Souls-like game. It's super good. Cool. Can I speak to my opinions on the Tales of series? Well, Scallywag McGee, I don't have many opinions. The first Tales of game I ever played was Tales of Vesperia, and I played that before I was a YouTuber. That was actually a year of transition for me, because I had been a pro Street Fighter player for like a decade. And then I got a bad back injury, a big herniated disc in my lower back. I couldn't really drive or travel that much anymore. And so I wanted to be re-immersed into console gaming. So I played a wide variety of games from the year of 2007 and 2008, and one of them was Tales of Vesperia. I loved it. I loved the art style. I loved the music. I loved the combat that was action-based, where one character would do a big combo, drag into the next character. They continue the combo and stuff. And the story also. Like, I really loved the game. I think I'm almost positive I 100%ed it. Like, I got every achievement on Xbox that I played it on. I played it on Xbox, yeah. So that was that one. The next one that I played was when I was a YouTuber, and it was called Tales of Exilia. Now, I'm going to be honest, I thought it was good, but not as good as Vesperia. I thought that, sadly, the game had a lot of grindy stuff and just too much kind of repetitive content. And I remember doing a giant playthrough of it. Like, it was very lengthy, but I just didn't like it as much as the first. Then they made a Tales of Exilia 2, and actually that one I got so bored of, I never finished it. I played like maybe a third into it, halfway, and I quit, and I never went back. So, and that's it. Like, I think at one point I went back to try to play Tales of Symphonia when they remade it in HD, and it never really went anywhere, and I dropped that one too. So, from what I played, I really liked Vesperia. I thought Exilia was decent, and that's about it. I never played any others. So, that's the extent of my knowledge of that series. Let's see here. First contribution of the night has rolled in. A $25 tip from Dan the Man to start the night. Thank you so much, Dan. I appreciate that. Thank you for the first tip. And have a little Roll Julia Phil for you there as a reward.
A mutated
Where's the freaking
creature that
leaderboard?
would
There
look
it
like
is.
it was
Where the
sitting in
hell
a
is it?
wheelchair.
Dan the Man, thank you so much. Maybe by the end of the night, I'll be wearing that hat. Right? I guess we'll see. Okay. Thank you to Maximum Turbo. Maximum Turbo gifted a membership to the community, and it went to Rush Fan. Congrats, Rush Fan, who just asked me a question a second ago. Hope you enjoy it, and thank you, Maximum Turbo, for supporting the channel.
Hint, hint, hint.
Let's see here. What would I recommend to a new streamer do to what would I recommend a new streamer do to cultivate support and mature supportive? I can't speak. What would I recommend a new streamer does to cultivate a supportive and mature community like mine? I don't know, because I've been around for 16 years. So a new streamer can't exactly overnight get what I've had in 16 years, you know? My old audience when I first started on YouTube was very immature and young. You know, I was in my late 20s, but I was trying to appeal to an audience that was probably in their teens. So I was coming out with videos with ridiculously stupid commentary and bad jokes and stuff like that, but they ate it up for years and years. Today, my content is so different because I feel like my audience has grown and matured with me. I mean, every day I get people coming by saying, hey, yeah, I was in teens or 20s when I started watching you. And, you know, I went on a hiatus, came back. It's really cool you're still making content and like that you've changed and you're a different content creator now. So I can't really give you advice on that besides be around for 16 years. Right? Gameboy says, don't you think this would be better on DSP Reacts? I very well could stream this on DSP Reacts. However, I don't really think it adds anything to either channel. It could be on either. It's fine, honestly. So it's no big deal to have it on DSP Gaming, especially because there's no other gameplay here tonight or anything. It's not like, oh, I flooded the channel with videos today or anything. It should be fine. Easy Steve, thanks for a super chat. First one of the night, and he says, I just came by to say screw Phil Spencer and Microsoft. Yeah, you can't just say screw Phil Spencer. You also have to say screw Matt Booty, who is the head of Xbox, who is just as guilty as Phil Spencer. Did you know Matt Booty? I'm not kidding you. This actually happened today. Matt Booty sent out an all-hands communication, all right, where basically I guess everyone was like on a call or something. And on the call, Matt Booty says to all his employees, you know what we need to work on? Smaller scale games that are getting a lot of recognition and attention in the gaming community. He just laid off Tango Gameworks, who made Hi-Fi Rush, a small scale game that won multiple game awards. And he says they need to make more of that game. So I really don't want to rant about Phil Spencer and Matt Booty anymore. I talked about this yesterday on the podcast at length. I really feel like they are screwed. Like, just to give you guys some perspective, June 9th, that is roughly 1 month from tonight, they have a big Xbox digital event going on. It's kind of like their E3 because there's no E3 anymore. Does anyone have any confidence that that event's going to be any good, or that anything that's actually announced during that segment will even need to be paid attention to? Here's what I mean. So let's say they have a big expose on Avowed. Excuse me. This is the new game from Obsidian. So, oh my God, Avowed looks great. Wow. And then Avowed comes out and people buy it, and then they sell off or close Obsidian, right? Why would you have faith in Microsoft now to come out with any good games that are worth putting your attention into when at any moment's notice, for no good reason, they can just close the studio? They literally said today, this is the kind of game we should be making, and the studio that made the game, they just closed. So the people in charge over there don't know what they're doing, and it sucks because here's the thing. I like having competition. Okay? I like when there's Sony versus Nintendo versus Xbox. Why? Because when you have competition, everyone is inspired to try to do better than the other. Right? Right now, what we have, there is no competition at all. There's just Sony is over here doing their own thing. Xbox is over here doing their own thing. Nintendo's over here doing their own thing. And there really is no competition or console war. Sony is spanking Xbox. Nintendo is spanking everyone. But can you even say that they're equivalent products being put out? So when there's no true competition, everyone just kind of flounders. And I think that's what's happening right now. You know, Xbox doesn't know what the hell they're doing. Their management are a joke. They don't know how to steer this ship in a correct direction. They're making worse and worse and worse decisions over and over, right? Sony's honestly no better. They almost botched Helldiver 2. They were about to botch their biggest game release in ages, right? Like, holy moly. Anyway, let's not talk about this all night. Mr. Game Master did a super chat, and he says, earlier I said I played Lost Odyssey for the first time, and I love it. Have you played it? I'll be down to watch you play it in Blue Dragon. I did. I played it before. Again, I literally just addressed this earlier. That year or so, when I was quitting being a pro Street Fighter player, essentially, and I was becoming a gamer again, getting re-immersed into console games instead of Street Fighter, I played Blue Dragon and I played Lost Odyssey, and I loved both of those games. I already did play Blue Dragon many years ago, direct capture. There was no face cam, I don't think, but it was full direct capture for the audience. But I never played Lost Odyssey. It's always been kind of a bucket list thing I want to do. I have the rights to it on Xbox. I could literally download it and play it whenever. But as you know, JRPGs around here have not been doing very well. JRPGs around here have been doing poorly. Everyone I try has been failing, so I'm laying off on JRPGs for a bit. Okay. Oh, let's see here. Ludacris says, how do you get your name on a tip? All you have to do is send a tip, and in the body of the tip say, hey, this is so-and-so, and here's what I want to say. And that's it. If you don't do that, I don't get any information to know what to call you, so I just say it's anonymous. Okay? I've never played a trading card game, ever. No. I never played Yu-Gi-Oh! I never played Pokemon. I never played Magic the Gathering. No. Absolutely not. Does it really feel like 16 years since I started? Or does it feel like only yesterday? Let me put it this way. I have eras. I really do. Like the initial era of like 2008 to 2013. Excuse me. Yeah, I would say maybe 2012. 2008 to 2012 feels like my early years where I was just a guy flubbing it, being stupid and irreverent on the internet, saying whatever, doing whatever, trying to get views and just being silly. And that was the height of my popularity. Then I would say 2013 to 2017 was my middle period, which sadly I would say was my worst period, where I was getting burnt out. I was very stressed out. I moved across the country and I was financially in a really bad place. Mentally, I was falling into a really bad place, and it just kind of deteriorated. It was me being very agitated towards the audience a lot, arguing about detractors and shit like that constantly. You know, angry, this is how you don't play, angry at false copyright strikes, just constant anger, right? And then I would say 2017 was the turnaround year for me where I changed and became more of an open, interactive guy with the constant live streams, constant talking, discussion back and forth with all of you. And I feel like that's the turning point of my life, quite frankly, because that's when everything changed, right? My personal relationships, they broke apart, but then I met my wife, started that beautiful relationship. I started getting my life back together. It was the first steps to me trying to take steps to get financially sound again.
Following the game, following the fun game.
You know, and it's been a rough ride, don't get me wrong. But right now, like I keep telling you guys, I'm the happiest I've been. So this third era is really the more modern era. And to me, no, I'm not tired in any way, shape, or form of being a YouTuber of this magnitude, of this style. Okay? This is cool. If I had just kept for 16 years being old Phil, I would hate myself in my job and not want to do it anymore. Thankfully, I've changed for the better. So there you go. Good evening, Avarice. No, I never competed in a DDR tournament. The Blimp says he met me. He ran into me at first during COVID, and that my content during that time was actually a godsend. Everything since Elden Ring has been fantastic. I'm glad to hear you say that. Thank you. That's a very nice compliment. Do I like Red Lobster? No, they're terrible. They're filing for bankruptcy. I'm not surprised. No, I don't know any magic tricks. Drunken Weasel did a super chat. Says, do you think Bethesda jumped the gun with Elder Scrolls 6 trailer being announced 5 years ago? There was no trailer. You realize that, right? You know that, right? There's no trailer. It was just a teaser to show the title to say it was in development. They have not shown a trailer for Elder Scrolls 6. Some people seem to be under a false impression here. Like, it was just, we're making it, and that was it. Because, you know, if they didn't do that, people would have been like, gee, do you think they're going to make a new Elder Scrolls? And everyone would have said, well, yeah, they probably are, but there's no announcement yet. So that was the announcement that they are, but that was it. So. Will Elder Scrolls 6 be an Xbox exclusive? No. It'll be Xbox PC at the least. And if they're smart, they will port it to PlayStation as well. They'd be pretty dumb not to. And then, of course, like Skyrim, they'll probably port it to the Nintendo console 10 years later. Is Hellblade 2 coming out in 2 weeks? It comes out on the 21st. So that would be a little under 2 weeks, yes. Have I considered seeing a shrink? Have I considered in my life seeing a shrink? Yes. Am I currently seeing a shrink? No. But I have considered seeing a shrink in my life. Whether or not I ever did see a shrink is none of your business. But I'm not currently seeing a shrink. There's nothing wrong with seeing a shrink or psychiatrist. And having someone to talk to about, you know, any kind of emotional or mental problems. That's fine. Just like everything else, your mental health is just as important as your physical health. Let's see here. I received a $3.98 tip from the Massive Throbbing Boner. Question that the Massive Throbbing Boner has presented to me tonight is, have you considered selling your used clothes such as underwear, shirts, and socks to fans? People might pay good money. Well, someone else might say yes, that's a good idea. However, in my case, and this is not a lie, I wear things till they are worn out and done. Meaning they cannot be reworn. There's no point in saving them. That's the kind of guy I am. I don't just throw stuff out willy-nilly because I don't like it. I just wear everything I have till it's completely worn out as heck. I have clothes that are 15, 20 years old. The vest is from the beginning of my YouTube career. That's 15 years old. You know, the original beige vest. I still have pants that I have from back when I worked at Helicopter Support. I bought them when I went on a clothes shopping trip back then. You know, so yeah, like you would not buy clothes from me because I technically don't have clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like everything I have is so worn out that it wouldn't even, you know, be wearable. Holes, like the last pair of shoes I threw out had holes through the soles. I kid you not. Ludacris says that wasn't him. Okay, no, I know. I knew it wasn't you. I didn't think, because it said their name was like Big Throbbing Boner. I didn't think that your name was Big Throbbing Boner, Ludacris. Of course not. That would be very, very ridiculous. You would never name yourself that. You're smarter than that. Dabhan says the old Blanca shirt you have, how old is that? It looks pretty faded. was it 2009? It was when I first started covering Street Fighter 4, and I was very prominent on YouTube for covering Street Fighter 4. I was one of the biggest guys covering it at the time. Had more views than anyone in the FGC or anything like that. And so fans loved my content, and Blanca was my main, meaning the best character I was best with. And so a fan actually made that shirt. I didn't ask for it or pay for it. A fan made it and just mailed it to me. So it's from 2009. Yeah, so that shirt is a good 15 years old. What am I most proud of as a content creator? That I am able to entertain an audience, that I'm told that that audience enjoys what I do and finds meaning in it, but it's not harmful content. That I don't put out, you know, stupid tabloid-esque rumors and hearsay and hurtful stuff about other people. That the stuff that I do is meaningful, chill, fun, in good humor, good faith, and I'm not getting over by hurting others. That's what I'm most proud of. I'm not exploiting anyone, right? I'm not fooling anyone. I'm not talking trash about someone. I'm able to just have a fun, positive community of people that enjoy what I do without causing harm to other people on the planet. A lot of people can't say that. A lot of people cannot say that, sadly. Some can, but not a lot. Especially YouTubers in general. They tend to go the wrong way or do something that's kind of underhanded to get ahead, and I have never done it. Let's see. Wobble says that my old podcasts, like the old one, used to help him get through physiotherapy sessions. Glad to hear that. You know, that's what I'm telling people about, is it's not always about just playing a game. Like me just having these cool, chill podcasts or a chill night stream, a hangout session. This stuff is stuff you can just turn on and just walk away and listen to. And you could do other things in your day. If you work out, this is probably something good to hit play and work out. You're not missing nothing, not looking at my ugly mug, right? You don't need to see this face the whole time. Just turn it on, listen to stuff in the background. It's all good. I'm glad to hear that it helps out people, man. It's good stuff. Pizza Hut or Domino's, they're both terrible. I wouldn't choose to eat either. They're both really bad today, sadly. Am I wearing shorts or pants? Oh, I've been wearing shorts for about a month. I already did my transition from pants to shorts, and I'll be wearing shorts throughout the spring into the summer and probably into the early fall until it cools down enough that then those air conditioners can come out of the windows, which aren't in yet. They're going in tomorrow. And then we'll swap over again. There you go. Han Solo says, the other day I was driving in my car and I was listening to your story about Cold Stone Creameries. Cool. Haseo, how are you tonight? Good to see you. Anso Kamaru says, but Pizza Hut has cinnamon sticks. I don't care. That stuff is disgusting, man. I hate that stuff. And it's a shame because Pizza Hut legit was good. They had sit-down restaurants where you could go with the family. They made big pan-style pizzas that were actually really delicious. They were crispy and golden around the edges with that buttery flavor, but they were chewy and good in the middle. Oh, and you could have different toppings, and each one gets a square. It was one of those big pizzas, you get the squares. And they had great fresh breadsticks with the marinara sauce you dip right in, and they were crunchy, and they would sprinkle them with that Parmesan cheese. You know, they were a good restaurant. And they just legit ruined their entire menu to become a delivery place to compete with Domino's. They completely lost their way. Sad. I don't think I've ever eaten grits, King Michael, so I don't know if I would like them or not.
Go.
What's up, Toki Manx? How are you tonight? Welcome to the stream. How am I feeling tonight? I'm feeling good. I feel good. Ready to chill and hang out and talk with you guys. A while back, I mentioned Freschetta was my favorite frozen pizza. Is that still the case? We still get Freschetta sometimes, but our local store has like a store brand that's actually not half bad. And it just so happens it's cheap a lot. So sometimes they'll be like, you could buy 2 for like $8. Like, sure, let's get 2 frozen pizzas and we'll eat like 1 a week, right? And, you know, it's not terrible. It's not good. It's just kind of, it's all right, you know. But if we were to get a frozen pizza, the one that we like the most is Freschetta. Like, we've tried DiGiorno. We've tried the thin crust ones. We've tried various other ones. It seems like the Freschetta is the best combination of, like, a crust that's good, a sauce that's good, a good amount of toppings. The toppings taste good. It's not overly greasy. DiGiorno, like, I think is overly greasy in a lot of cases. They always say, oh, the meats, fucking 100 meats on the pizza. Like, that's too much. I've only had Little Caesars once ever. It was for DSP Tries It over a decade ago in Connecticut. There was one that had just opened up near me in Connecticut. I went and tried it, and it was just kind of meh. It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible either. I've never eaten it since, so I don't know what Little Caesars is like today. I played Fortnite ages ago, Drunken Weasel. No, I have no desire to play it again, so I don't think about playing it right now. Have I considered hiring a color analyst? No, I just buy what I think looks good. And then I consult my wife, and sometimes she's like, I like this, I don't like this, so I narrow it down with that input, and then that's how I get the clothes that I buy. There you go. No, I have not tried the Zero Bar. Han Solo, I have not had a candy bar. I couldn't tell you the last time I owned a candy bar. The last candy we had, we bought for Christmas. So we don't have candy in the house right now. Favorite coffee flavors? For me, it's not about flavor, but the type. Like, I drink a Hawaiian blend coffee. I think it's partially like regular Colombian, but then it has this Hawaiian blend in it that makes it a little bit more acidic and a little bit different flavor. So I do their dark roast, and then I do their vanilla and macadamia nut roast. And no, I don't put creamer in, I don't put sugar in, I just drink it black. Would I ever watch a Batman Arkham playthrough through the Throwback channel? Maybe. The old ones were camera. It wasn't until Arkham Knight that I was doing direct capture. The first two, I believe, were camera pointed at the TV, correct? So that's how I'm qualifying what I do old school reactions to on the Throwback channel, is it has to be old enough that I wasn't doing direct capture, because that's truly the throwback content that makes sense for that channel. I know at some point in the future, people might even consider the direct capture footage throwback stuff as I go forward, and then maybe we consider. But now we have such a body of work to get through from 2008 to early 2013 that I think we should stick to that stuff. And yeah, the older Arkham playthroughs would be considered that style of throwback content if people were interested. In fact, on Sunday night, we have to make a poll for the next Retro React event. I'm not sure what we're going to do. By the way, FYI, I was perusing something the other day. Hold on.
What do I do?
I was perusing the files on this hard drive. This is my external hard drive, which I used from November 2010 till July 2011. This hard drive contains many different gameplay videos and vlogs, including the Blip TV stint that I did for 2 or 3 months, all the year-end videos for 2010, tons of travel vlogs, including a trip to New York City that I did in early 2011, as well as the trip to Nashville for the SBO qualifiers, and the LA Noire playthrough. This particular hard drive has a lot of lost footage on it that you currently cannot watch anywhere on the internet. And this is what I'm working on next. The LA Noire playthrough is starting as soon as Final Fantasy 13 ends. As for all the other stuff I just mentioned, that might be what I do next. All right. And I was looking at it, and I think definitely the New York City trip is interesting because it's kind of tourism footage. It's not necessarily gameplay related. And also the Nashville footage has funny videos of us trying out terrible games at an arcade and stuff, but also some travel stuff as well. And it's been just gone for good. It's deleted from the internet. So that's good stuff, right? In addition, there's some other things on there that I have to figure out if it would be viable to even put on the internet. You know what I'm saying? So I got to look into it. But LA Noire is next. And then we may have some other stuff from this hard drive that's been missing forever. Go to the Throwback channel soon after or during that stuff. Okay? So there you go. Well, some shout outs to do. Spawn Killer just did a super chat. He says, would you react to Riddick Assault on Athena? Sure. That's the Chronicle of the Riddick game, right? Why wouldn't I? That's a retro playthrough, correct? I know the quality probably looks atrocious, but if people wanted me to. The thing is, like, there's not really a lot of demand for a lot of those older ones because people don't remember them. Like, who remembers the Chronicles of Riddick video game? Right? No one really thinks about it in 2024. Moxer says, I'm glad you cleared that up. I was wondering why when you were doing your retro react, you were reacting to the original Bully playthrough from 2013 and not the direct capture version from 2018. Because the point of throwback is this, to get this old content either on the internet that's missing, or to remaster this content so it looks better for a modern audience, or to react to some of my original playthroughs that definitely would be considered different than the style I do now, right? Like, I wouldn't be reacting to something I did in the last 5 years. Why on earth would I do that when it's too similar and too recent? You want to see the old stuff. You want to see old Phil's kind of commentary and reaction so we can all react to that and laugh at it and, you know, cringe at it or whatever. That's where the entertainment value comes from that stuff, right? Let's see here. I received a $2 tip from Grand Flakes. I can't decide between Zelda Breath of the Wild and Mass Effect Trilogy. I've played neither. Which would you choose? Well, it's really, I mean, first of all, it's not even a fair question. All right, allow me to go put the hard drive back, and then I'll thoroughly answer this question. Like, basically, that's not an apples to oranges comparison. If you had said, I can't decide between Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom against the Mass Effect trilogy, I'd be like, okay, that's more equivalent. You're saying one game versus three? Like, of course, if I could only play one game or I could play three, what should I do? Play the three, right? I mean, that's kind of a no-brainer. But if you're comparing equivalent to two franchises, well, here's the thing, okay? Zelda Breath of the Wild is outstanding. It's super good. Is it the best Zelda game ever? I don't think so, but it is very good, okay? It has a lot of new implementations and modernizations that people have wanted in Zelda for ages, you know, and they're finally in there, and it's well implemented too. The only shortcoming of that game, honestly, is the graphics. The graphics stink because on the Wii U, and on the Switch, they didn't run very well. You know, it was kind of an unfortunate thing that it couldn't look next gen. It had to be, you know, cell shaded or whatever. Tears of the Kingdom improves upon many gameplay aspects, adding a sky world and an underground world and all this crazy physics puzzles and building mechanics. And, you know, it's really interesting how they expanded upon the original formula of the original game. But at the same time, it is the same world technically. But as a series, they're both really good games, okay? Mass Effect, the first game, in my opinion, is outstanding. It has RPG elements, action elements, great narrative dialogue trees that actually determine relationships, important choices on if people live or die. It's well written. It's got an outstanding story that hooks you. And the best part of the Mass Effect, the universe building and lore. Like, for example, when you say Star Trek, what do you think of? The Enterprise ship, Klingons, phasers, teleporters. Beam me down, Scotty, right? When you think Star Wars, what do you think? Lightsabers and Darth Vader and Wookiees. So when you think Mass Effect, you immediately think about all the cool alien races. The Krogan, the Turians, the Asari. Ooh, the Reapers are coming, right? You have those pieces of lore that are key parts of the franchise that immediately give you that cool sci-fi feeling of an awesome and interesting, intricate world that was handcrafted by smart people. You know, they knew what they were doing when they made that universe. But I will warn you, the Mass Effect trilogy starts here. The Mass Effect trilogy starts here and sadly goes on a decline. The first game, in my opinion, is the best, but also is the most outdated. Meaning you might find grindy portions or portions where the difficulty spikes for no good reason because it's an outdated game. Mass Effect 2 is a little bit more modern, but the main storyline sucks. The strengths of Mass Effect 2 come into the play with the side characters who you're recruiting to your team and you do their loyalty missions. That's the best part of the game. The main plot actually stinks. Mass Effect 3 is arguably a bad game. It wraps up a lot of plot lines that you've been doing throughout the entire trilogy, but the overall ending of the story arc is atrociously annoying and underwhelming. It does end the plot, just not in a satisfying way for anybody, and that's why people hated it so much when it finally came out and ended. People were like, that's the ending? So, I mean, honestly, if you, again, direct comparison, I think that overall, if you like sci-fi universes and you like RPG-style gameplay, all right, Mass Effect 1 and 2 are outstanding and probably the best of all the games you just asked about. Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are also really great games. The one that really stands out as a stinker is Mass Effect 3. That's the worst out of all of those, for sure. So it depends on what you like more. Do you like Zelda? Do you like fantasy RPG with an open world exploration? Or do you like sci-fi stuff with cool narrative trees and stuff? Personally, I would play Mass Effect. That's my choice. But it's going to be up to you what your personal preference is to determine which you like better. So there you go. What is my favorite childhood memory? Mine is my mom taking me to Wawa for treats, and that was from... Hold on. Raven's Dolphin? I have many childhood memories. I remember playing catch with my dad or going on walks around the neighborhood and playing ball on the wall, which we used to go to a local elementary school to their, like, parking lot, and you would throw the ball, bounce it off the big wall, catch. We would play, you know, badminton in the yard, stuff like that. I have memories of my mom and I going out and going to the movies together, or going to Burger King and getting a little kids meal and stuff like that. I have memories of awesome holidays, having great food and feeling warm and cozy with the family on like Christmas Day, or unboxing all my Christmas presents and seeing cool stuff like the Super Nintendo and actually having it and playing it all day on Christmas Day while the house smelled amazing with the food my mother was making. So I have many, many good childhood memories. I don't have just one that stands out. I have really good memories from a really great childhood that my parents gave me, and I'm very grateful for that, because I realize a lot of people don't have those, and that's unfortunate, because I feel everyone deserves a good childhood.
Yes, they said that you're a gay
Oh,
boy,
let's see here.
and that we're gonna make love to each other tonight.
By the way, I'm just going to ignore the ridiculous question. So if you ask a question 7 times and I haven't answered it, it's probably because it's ridiculous, so you could just stop asking it. My parents do not watch my content. They do not. They never did. They literally never watched my content. They also never were interested in video games or anything. My dad and I used to play Atari, and after Atari 7800, he literally never played a video game with me ever again. We never played Nintendo together or anything. They're just from a different generation. They don't care about video game or internet culture, and that's what I do. So they just have zero interest in it. You know, they want to hear about how things are going in my life, right? But they don't care about the actual content that I put out. Was I closer with my mom or my dad growing up? Oh, you know, I'd probably say about equal, although sadly I definitely saw more of my mom than my dad, because my mom was a stay-at-home mom to take care of me while my dad had to work. And my dad worked a lot, and a lot of the times he had to work the shift with, like, he worked night shift. So I'd come home from school, spend an hour with my dad to play video games, we'd have dinner together, and then he'd be off to work. So the only time I would get to see my dad all day would be weekends. You know, my mom was home all the time. So I definitely spent more time with my mom than my dad, but I would say that the relationship was pretty equal. I didn't really favor one parent over another. Bookworm, thank you for re-upping your membership for 23 months. Says, what is your proudest moment ever? You know, that maybe that a woman wanted to spend the rest of her life with me, that she actually will put up with me to marry me. Probably. I can't think of anything else, you know, particularly. It's not like I selflessly ran into a burning building and saved an entire, you know, family from a fire or anything like that I can say. You know. By the way, I guess no one has done it yet, but very shortly, people should start hitting their 36-month anniversary on the channel and earning their Diamond Crowned chat badges, being members for 36 months. I don't know. I swear it was supposed to be today. I swear it was May 8th, but maybe I'm off a few days. So hopefully in the next week, we'll get to see some long-standing members get their new badges. That's going to be cool. Oh, let's see here. Excuse me. No, I've never played Pokemon Stadium on the N64. I owned very few games on the N64. I got the console, but then I also had PS1, and I just favored PS1 so much more because it looked better. The games were more in tune with my interests. So PlayStation was it for me, and I kind of didn't really play much N64. How can Capcom improve the Red Cyclone, you mean Zangief, in Street Fighter 6? Man, gee, let's see. They need to give him an option to get him across the screen against people who can zone, because really he has none right now that are viable. They need to give him an option to get out of the corner. He really has none right now, besides guess a perfect parry. And, man, I would, there's so many things they could do. They could make his meter use less, because it seems like he burns out a lot. Give him a reduced meter use compared to other characters, or reduce the amount of meter he uses to do his stuff, I don't think he needs damage increase. I think he just needs more tools. Like, it's funny that in the games, the modern games where he has green hand, he's good. And then they refuse to give it back to him. They just refuse to give it back to him. They don't want him to have it, even though it's a really good move. Have I considered taking grad school classes in a topic of interest? I was going to grad school when I was working at helicopter support, okay? Now, I was against doing it. I got my degree, all right, which is finance. And out of college, literally no one wanted to hire me for having a finance degree. I would go to the interview, and they would be like, what experience do you have? And I'd say, well, I don't have any experience. I'm fresh out of college. I said, well, sorry, we're looking for someone with experience. I'm like, well, I don't understand. What experience was I supposed to have? I was in college. I just got my degree. And they said, oh, well, did you take any internships? I said, internships? I said, during my college years, I was working full time. I was doing a full course load, and I had a full-time job to pay for college. How was I supposed to do an internship? To which none of them would have an answer. The answer is you're supposed to be rich. In America, you're supposed to be rich so that you don't have to work, so you can do a free unpaid internship to get experience so you can get a job in the financial field as soon as you graduate from college. I know that sounds broken because it is. It's a rigged system, okay? So anyway, after I got out of college and I basically flubbed around jobs for a while, when I finally got the helicopter job, they actually paid for you to go to courses. Now, it's not full-time, but, you could do, like, part-time night classes to try to get an MBA.
What do
and
I do?
I did start. I went, I think, 2 semesters. So I got through a whole semester, and then I went to my second semester. And what ended up happening was I keep in mind back then my back was messed up really bad. So I couldn't really drive that much. It was like local driving. So in order for me to go, I was going with coworkers. Okay. And actually, to be honest, my coworkers talked me into doing this. It really wasn't something that I was interested in, but they kind of talked me into it. Then I told my parents. My parents convinced me to do it. Yes, you should go try to get a master's degree. Right? Second semester. All right. Here's what happens. I'm in class with another coworker who actually is the one who's carpooling driving us. Our third classmate, who usually would come with us, also worked at our job, couldn't go this week. All right? I'm in class. I don't know if I've ever told.
Rick loves visiting Sun Life Healthy U to get access to advice from the Raptors health experts. For nutritional tips, for mental health coaching, and overall wellness. Be a fan of your health.
Oh no, someone's illegally streaming you.
Barfs
Oh no.
all over the front of the classroom in front of everybody. I don't know if she was sick or if it was nerves. She just explodes in front of the whole class. It's disgusting, okay? So she runs to the bathroom. It's very embarrassing. Now, here's the thing. My back is fucked up, and she's sick now, and we got to get out of there, right? And I'm like, I really can't drive unless you want me to drive on the city streets, which should take us like an hour to get you home. I can't really drive, because I can't. My back is fucked up. I cannot drive on the highway. At that point, to make this clear, my back was so bad that I kind of was limping around. I had numbness and shooting pain down my right leg, and at any time I could get a spasm. So imagine me driving on the highway, and I get a spasm in my leg, and it makes car drives off the highway because I hit the gas pedal. Or worse, I hit the brakes for no reason, and car just plows into us behind, right? So I never drove on the highway. I only drove locally, so that way I could drive slowly, and if that happened, it wouldn't be a big deal. So I explained, I said, I could drive you home, but it's going to take like over an hour on city streets. So she called her fiance. Her fiance shows up. He's ripping fucking pissed, like really angry about the situation. And I'm like, what is he angry about? His fiance got sick. It ain't her fault that she got sick. I don't even know if she was actually sick to her stomach or it was nerves. But it's what are you going to do, right? I think he was mad at me because he's like, oh, why couldn't I drive? I'm like, what are you talking about? You want me? I said I would drive. It would take like over an hour to get home. So basically, what ended up happening was after that fiasco, we basically like barely finished the semester, and that was it. Like that, no one wanted to go anymore. So me, I would have continued to try to get my MBA, but knowing that I couldn't really drive, I mean, I'm not going to drive over an hour to get to this college, right, and then come back. So it just all ended. Like everyone just stopped going for the MBA, and so I just stopped going. I only had like 2 semesters, and that was it. I mean, you need way more than 2 semesters in order to get an MBA. So I had all those credits, and they just fade into oblivion or whatever. And there you go. So that's it. So no, I never went back for an MBA or anything like that. And then, like I said, I was in that job for about 4.5 years, and then I got laid off anyway. I was already doing YouTube stuff. So no, I never really had a desire. And at this point in my life, what on the holy hell would an MBA do for me? Zero. It would literally do absolutely nothing to help me in any realm of my life. So I'm Just Ken just did a super chat and says, thoughts on the Nintendo World Championships NES edition coming out later in the year. I already talked about it, actually a segment on the podcast earlier today, if you want my full thoughts. I like the idea of it. I just don't know if it would jive with my audience, because I like retro stuff, and I like the idea of speedrun challenges and, you know, difficulty challenges. I think that would work for content, but I don't know if anyone would show up to the streams, you know? So I'm down for it. I'd like to check it out, but I'm not sure if it would work. Also, Lord Prince Albert did a super chat and says, as smell is one of the strongest senses in the human body, what's the most memorable smell or scent that you've ever experienced? Probably food smells, right? I would say, okay, 2. Number 1, when I was growing up with my parents, in our backyard, we had a lilac tree, and the lilacs smelled amazing. They were like so awesome smelling in the spring when they started to bloom. So that, I will always remember the smell of fresh lilacs in the backyard. But outside of that, you know, various different food smells. You smell donuts being made. You know, we used to have a local Dunkin' Donuts, and you drive down the street and you'd smell the donuts actually being made, right? Or you're driving by a barbecue place and you can smell the barbecue, that kind of stuff. Those are those cool smells that I remember. What's the worst injury I ever acquired growing up? I never had any major injuries. My worst injury is my back. That I had this severely herniated disc between, I want to say, it's been so long I don't remember. I think it was the L4, L5 vertebrae. And it was so bad that when they did the MRI, they said, good thing we caught it now, because it was literally about to explode. And if I didn't do things to alleviate it, I was probably going to lose control of various bodily functions. So that was really awful. And then, you know, after that, I've had issues with my neck and back regularly, sadly. I've had issues where I was completely numb all the way shooting through my arm to my thumb for about 6 months. I couldn't feel my thumb. I sometimes still get problems with my back and stuff and my neck. And I don't think that's ever going to go away. You know, it's just something I got to deal with for the rest of my life. Haseo just did a super chat. He says, tomorrow is Goku Day. Everyone go watch some clips of Dragon Ball Z. Rest in peace to Akira Toriyama. Indeed. One of the greats. Sad to see him go. Never be replicated, right? A true one of a kind. I agree. Oh, Han Solo, I don't know what to tell you. He says, I have scoliosis issues. Do you recommend the chair I have? I don't know if it would help scoliosis. I don't have that. I have no idea what you're going through. This chair has really good lumbar support and really good back support. It has 2 very firm pillows, which are meant for that. It's designed for that. It's meant for elongated use rather than, you know, it's not a gamer chair like that shitty one I have over there that's made in fucking, you know, who knows where, of crappy materials, the same ones that everyone sells for $200-300 and they're worth about 10. This is an actual good comfy chair, but it has drawbacks. It doesn't have height adjustment. It doesn't recline. It's kind of limited in what it can do, but that's also why it's not a $700 chair. You know, you want a good chair, go buy a $700 chair, and then you'll probably use it for 15 years, right? Jade, good evening. It's good to see you. How are you? Am I a fan of Auntie Anne's pretzels? Yes. I do think that they're delicious. When I was growing up, my local mall only had a Pretzel Time. Does anyone remember Pretzel Time? They don't exist anymore. Pretzel Time's pretzels were more crunchy on the outside and buttery. But then Auntie Anne's are actually a little bit less crunchy, a little bit more chewy, and the dough is a little bit sweeter. I remember Auntie Anne's particularly because they have fresh lemonade that you can get there. Daily they brew it, and I like their lemonade with a pretzel. So, but yeah, I have had Auntie Anne's before. I like Auntie Anne's. Auntie Anne's still exists, while Pretzel Time, I think Pretzel Time sold to another company, and then they changed the name from Pretzel Time to Pretzel Maker, because I think it's the same company, but just a different name, and they rebranded and changed all their methods. Oh, let's see here. I received a $1.50 tip. Oh, no, I'm well aware of this. Someone tipped $1.50 and says it's not good to brush your teeth right after drinking coffee. I know. If you brush your teeth directly after drinking coffee, there's still acid on your tooth enamel that will wear your teeth away. I drink my coffee roughly around 6 p.m., and so I usually drink it between 6 to 6:15, 6:30-ish, and usually I brush my teeth between 6:45, 7. I wait that 30 minutes or so before I brush my teeth. It's good advice. It's just that when I say I need to brush my teeth, I have coffee taste in my mouth, it doesn't mean that I literally just drank the coffee. I had the coffee after dinner, and now it's time for me to brush my teeth before I begin my stream. So good looking out. You're actually completely correct there. Thank you for the $1.50 tip, and I appreciate the advice. Was that correct? Hold on a second. No, we're at 32. Somehow I made it say 20-something. Don't ask me how I figured that, how I didn't manage that. Okay, we're at 32. Okay, cool. I'm glad to hear you're good, Jade. Let's see here. Would I rather have dinner with a zombie or a vampire? That would be a fascinating meal, because what would happen is as soon as we're sitting down... Actually, I'd like to have a dinner with both, and here's why. So while we're arriving for dinner and we sit down, I run the fuck out of the room and I lock the door. Because the question is, would the zombie try to eat the vampire? The zombie just wants to eat. It doesn't care what it eats, right? It doesn't even know it's fresh meat. But then again, does it? Because zombies don't eat other zombies, correct? So how does it work that a zombie doesn't eat another zombie? Would the zombie try to eat the vampire? If the zombie ate the vampire, I have to ask. would it then contract the vampire's curse and become a zombie vampire? It was a silly question, but I'm actually fascinated by the answer. I'm sure someone's already written this lore somewhere. Disney canceled the upcoming Star Wars show, The Acolyte. Oh, I don't even know what that is. Didn't someone mention that earlier in the chat and said that it was something about what it was? And I was like, what is that? I never heard of it. The zombie would not eat the vampire. Then what would it do? Just ignore the vampire? Zombies always go after whatever's like alive near them, right? And what is the criteria for alive? A vampire is alive. It's just not, it's not the criteria of what we consider human life, but it's still alive. So would the zombie try to eat the vampire? Why wouldn't it if it doesn't? What's the criteria that a zombie knows that it wants to eat something? Okay, how about this? If the zombie bit a vampire, would the vampire become a zombie? And if the vampire bit the zombie, would the zombie become a vampire? Can we have zombie vampires and vampire zombies? Yes, Bavelli, just watched the podcast from yesterday for my thoughts on Xbox. I don't want to repeat myself when I get upset. What if a werewolf covered himself in mustard? That would be a pretty disgusting, smelly, sticky situation, for sure. That's a lot of hair. And you don't want that, you know, getting into the coat permanently. Can you imagine the smell alone? So they've got to find a way. That's going to take a while. You got to get a shampooing going, right? So zombies are brain dead. Vampires are heart dead. Right? But a zombie wants brains. A zombie craves brains. A vampire has a working brain. It just doesn't have a working heart. So technically, could the zombie eat the vampire brain? Would that work? Would it want to eat the vampire brain because it wants brains? Right? Have I ever done a cleric or herald run in Dark Souls 3? I have no idea. I don't even remember what builds I used. Will Dark Souls 3 ever come back? I'm sure eventually I'll get around to playing it again. I don't see why not. Oh, those games always seem to make the rounds every several years, right? I don't consume a lot of horror content. I enjoy horror. I used to watch a lot more of it when I was younger. I don't watch it as much these days, only because a lot of modern horror stinks. It's rare to find a good modern horror movie, I feel. Oh, God. A zombie is unlikely to bite a vampire for the same reason it doesn't eat other zombies. The flesh is dead, or rather undead. A vampire could not turn to a zombie for the same reason. Is my cat ever in my face when I wake up? Yes. Jasper tries to wake me up frequently. This morning, he tried to wake me up at like 6:30 a.m. for no good reason. Yes, Soup Fork, I remember Infamous. It was a great game of the PS3 era, for sure. No, I do not sleep with socks on. Absolutely not. Antiviral is a good body horror movie from Brandon Cronenberg. Never heard of it. I probably don't have access to it. Antiviral? What would that be on? Let me see. Usually Prime Video, if they don't have it, they'll tell you what it's on. Antiviral. It is on...
What do I do?
AMC Plus or IFC Films Unlimited. Who the hell has those? Right? Who in the holy hell would have those? Well, yeah, I don't have that, so I wouldn't have access to that unless I pay for it. It's like $4 to rent. Thanks for this recommendation. Okay. Who would win in a street fight, Sonic or Mario? I don't know. They're not real, so they couldn't have a street fight. Right? Paseo says, you said in the summer you might go back to an RPG. Which one would it be? The only one that's... Well, there's two that are on hiatus. One, well, technically there's three. But I'll tell you right now, I'm not going back to Dragon's Dogma 2. I have zero desire to play it. That game is so incredibly similar to the first, and the graphics are just not very entertaining because they're choppy. I'll be honest, I think they really dropped the ball with that game. I feel like that game could have been much better if they innovated. It doesn't even feel like a sequel. It just feels like the same game 10 years later. I don't know what they were thinking, you know? If I were to go back to an RPG, it would either be Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, or it would be Sea of Stars. And I tell you, I am going to go back to Sea of Stars at some point. That's a given 100%. I just don't know when. I was loving that game, and then I just ran out of time for it. So Sea of Stars will return at some point later in the year and be balanced with other content. While Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I don't know. We'll see. Keaton is the best Batman, but hands down. Super Chopper. Michael Keaton. Absolutely. I usually don't drink any zero-calorie drinks. The only one I drank semi-regularly was Coke Zero back in the day. But funny story, the only reason that I drank it was because I was drinking so much liquor, which is awful. I told you guys this. I used to be an alcoholic. So I used to drink rum and Coke every night. And I didn't want to drink high-calorie soda every night. So I actually started getting Coke Zero, right? So... yeah, so it was pretty bad reason. And technically, did I like Coke Zero? No, I just tolerated it to have it with the rum. But no, I don't really drink zero calorie. I'll drink a diet soda every once in a while, like a Diet Pepsi. If I'm out and I want a soda with a dinner or something, I'll get Diet Pepsi or Diet Coke, only because I don't like the sugar. But that's about it. Cherry Coke and amaretto, never had that. Wouldn't that be way too sweet? Because amaretto itself is a very sweet liquor. Why would you want to have that with Cherry Coke? That's like drinking sugar straight out of the bottle. You know, like, zoop. I don't know if I would want that. That sounds too sweet for my tastes. I received a $3 tip. This person says, it was crazy because I was a freshman in high school when I discovered you in 2009. I'm now 30 years old. I go back and watch your old vlogs. There's an ancient vlog. You went to a backyard barbecue. They had a bunch of monitors set up playing fighting games. That was mine. That was my backyard. Back then, I still lived with my parents, and that was the backyard barbecue I set up, and I had my neighbors come over and play video games. Unless you're talking about, there was two. There was another one that was at my friend Walter's house. So it was either one of those two that you saw in those vlogs. Yep. Like I said, there are, on that hard drive over there are lost vlogs from like the 2010, early 2011 time frame, and that's after what you're describing. But some of those were gone from the internet permanently. You can't find them anywhere. So those might be pretty neat for the throwback channel. I have to see what specifically is on there and sort it, and then figure out, you know, if I want to upload it, or maybe I'll send it to my editors and they could do like a montage style video of all of it. Why would you say that? Why would you even ask me if Tekken 8 is a failed fighting game? What are you talking about? You know, I thought Tekken 8 was superb. It has a great, healthy player base. Like, why would you even say that? What a silly thing to say. There we go. The noisy bird outside. It just distracted me. It was like, me. We have some nice wildlife where I live. We have this really cool wildlife with tons of different kinds of birds. And it's weird. We get more and more of different birds we didn't even know were around. Like this year, you know, what we do is we put a bowl of peanuts out, and we actually have one of those suet cages you can hang on a fence. So we have like a thing of suet we put out like once a week, and we have a bowl of peanuts that we'll put out like every day or two. And man, we get so many different birds. We get this new kind that started coming called the northern flickerbird. And those are really neat. They have long beaks that look like woodpecker beaks, but they're big birds. They're not little guys like the woodpecker. They're large birds with beautiful plumes. And we also still get the Stellar's jays, which are giant blue birds with big crests on their heads. And we get all kinds of little cool things. They're not sparrows. Sparrows were when I lived on the East Coast, but they're different kinds of birds. Maybe different, like finch varieties and stuff like that. And then on top of that, we get tons of squirrels that come by to grab the peanuts, or they do these cool acrobatic things on our back fence to eat the suet. They're like eating it upside down on the fence like this. They look crazy. And then we also have other wild animals. We just recently saw our first bunny of the season hopping around the backyard. We have all kinds of rabbits that live in the forest back there that come out at night and they hop all around in the grass and everything. It's really, really cool. Thank you, Soup Fork. He says, hope you and your wife, Jasper, are doing well. Hope you have a good day off tomorrow. Can't wait for Street Fighter 6 on Friday. Sounds good. Cool. You know what's funny is? So someone got banned, and I don't know why they got banned, but a moderator banned them. They keep coming back with clone accounts that are already auto-blocked and banned, and they're insulting me, saying I don't even know who they are or what they're talking about. I love it. They're coming back. Oh, you banned me. I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't know who you are. I didn't even ban you. You're an idiot. Anyway, what was my team in CVS 2? I don't even remember. I really, literally don't remember. I know I used to use Sagat. I think Blanca at one point. It's been so long since I played CVS 2. I actually don't remember legit what my team was. Vega. I think it was Vega was on there. So maybe it was Vega, Sagat, and I can't remember who the third was. It was probably Blanca. But I can't remember. I think it was Blanca, though. No, I've never seen a wild bear. We don't get wild bears where I live. We're too residential. We're not that far out in the woods. But if I drove like 15, 20 minutes, I could get to country where there's wild bears. Okay, I guess this is a good opportunity to split the part. It's going to be a two-parter chill stream here on the channel. So let's split this part, and then I'll probably spread my legs here spread my legs. Whoa. I'll probably stretch my legs. My legs will stay closed, but I will get up and walk around the office to relax and stretch a bit before I do the second half of the stream. I'll not be spreading anything. Little Freudian slip there, okay? All right, now that I'm embarrassed, let me split the part and I'll be right back. Okay, I will now stretch my legs, guys, if you don't mind. Hold on. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, man. Ooh. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. You. Ready. Yeah. It's definitely time for the air conditioners. It's hot in here. I'm sweating. My whole back is sweaty just sitting in here. So it's definitely time for the AC. I'll be putting that in tomorrow, and then hopefully it'll alleviate this because this weekend's gonna be really hot. Okay. A super chat came in, but I missed it. Jared Jackson just did a super chat. The nature here in upstate New York is totally different. We have birds and deer and cows, but we also have meth heads yelling at 2 a.m. over catalytic converters. Oh no, we have that too, just not where I live. I chose a community that's private and gated, so I don't have to hear that shit. If I was like 2 blocks away, I would totally hear that. I'm not even kidding. Like, I'm near a lot of that kind of activity here, but luckily I'm living in a place where we're isolated from it, so I don't have to put up with that nonsense. Thank you for the super chat. All right, so guys, we're heading into the second half of tonight's late night hangout session. Okay. Thank you for chilling with me. Thank you for enjoying and hanging out and having a good discussion. And we will continue now. Second half. Thank you for those who supported the stream. Thanks to Dan the Man for the big tip earlier. Anyone else who contributed as well. You know, good amount of super chats tonight. Guys, anything would be appreciated tonight, whether it's a super chat, a membership, a gifted membership, or a tip. You know that usually I try to hit $50 every stream of tips. We still have another hour to go. There's time for that, and I appreciate everyone hanging and supporting in some way. All right? Okay, let's continue. Here we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Late Night Chill with Phil. It's part 2 for May 8th, 2024. Just having a chill time talking with my audience here, and a lot of different topics being discussed. And now we're heading into the second half of our chill night stream. Let's see what people have to say. Saponage 101 says he got his hands on a Switch. First time in Hyrule Warriors since I'm a fan of the Warriors series. Good game. Bad frame rate, right? The Switch version of Hyrule Warriors. Oh, wait. Are you talking about the remastered version of the original? Or are you talking about the sequel? I think there was a remastered version of the original Hyrule Warriors that ran really well on the Switch. And if that's the case, enjoy. I actually really liked that game. But the second one, I played the demo, and man, it ran like crap. So I was like, dude, I'm not getting that. And it's sad. It's like a game that's supposed to be a first-party IP and everything, and it just ran so poorly that I was not spending money on it. I totally was on. It was in my plans to buy it and play it, and then when I just don't understand how some games run so freaking well on the Switch, and others are just so pathetically bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. I just don't get it. It's the definitive edition, so you got the remake of the original on the Switch. That was the one where they actually massively improved the graphics. That's a good one. That's fun. I like playing as the different Zelda characters with superpowers like you're playing Dynasty Warriors. It's really fun. So, good stuff there. I received a $2 tip. Loads. I've been playing Manor Lords. It's really good. An immersive city-building RTS medieval-style game on Xbox for $30 I might be looking into. Perhaps, I don't know if people are interested in seeing me play a city builder. I've never done anything like that before. So I don't really know how it would go or if I would even really like it. It's kind of a bummer. It's $30 and it's an investment for something that I may not like and never play again. But good suggestion, I guess. We'll see if more people are interested in it or not. You're literally the first person to ask me for that. So, okay. Justin Wong was much better at Third Strike than I was back in the day. His main was always Chun-Li, who's one of the best characters in the game, hands down anyway. And he was super good with her. So I would not beat him in a tournament. No, absolutely not. Not in Third Strike. Super Turbo, yes. Third Strike, no. He's much better than me in that game. He also has tons more tournament experience. Like for example, back in my heyday of competitive Street Fighter, I actually started competitively playing the Versus series. Games like X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom 1 and 2. Then I started to branch out into other games because there was something called the Big Four. In the late 90s, early 2000s, here was the Big Four Capcom fighting games. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Capcom vs. SNK 2, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, and Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. So whenever you went to any major Street Fighter event, you'd usually see those 4 games being played. So what would happen is I would enter for Marvel vs. Capcom 2, but then I would try to play the other games casually. And that's how I got my first exposure to games like Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo or competitive play of Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, because I never played it competitively. I only had it at my local arcade and no one really played it. So over the years, I grew more of an affinity for the other titles rather than just the Versus series. And then I started playing them. And quite frankly, if you want me to be completely honest with you, I like the more classic style Street Fighter more than the Versus series now. Like I started as a Versus series aficionado, but now I far prefer the one-on-one setup, you know, the more basic, straightforward gameplay than a million gimmicks, a million hit combos, stupid shit like that. So I was late to the game playing those other competitive Street Fighter games. Justin Wong was going around the country since he was a teenager. He was traveling the country, going to every major tournament, getting exposure in every major Street Fighter game. So he had that crazy background in like every game he played. And, you know, for whatever reason, the only game that I would say that he never really got super good at was Super Turbo. He's good at Super Turbo. He's just not top. I mean, you know, I don't know what it was. Maybe he just felt because it was the oldest game, there wasn't enough reason to play it hard enough to get high level, and he's probably right. Like at that point, if you were good at Marvel 2, Third Strike, and CVS 2, you won tournaments, you do way better than if say you practice Super Turbo. What are you gonna win? Like the pittance because you know it was the lesser game, it was the older game. Yeah, but no, he would be so much better than me at every other game but Super Turbo. That's the only one that I could really hold a candle, you know, to his skill level. What's up, Gatsu? How are you doing? Good evening, good to see you. Dentronics asked, would you consider doing a speedrun of old school Mario levels? Dentronics, we were talking about this earlier. There is a game coming out in the summer called the Nintendo World Championships on the Switch, and it's just that. It's a speedrunning challenges of the first 3 Mario games, plus the Lost Levels, plus the first 2 Zeldas, plus Metroid, plus Balloon Fight, plus a bunch of others, like Donkey Kong. And it's made just for what you're describing. It actually has all different things you can do in it that are challenging, and you can try to beat world records and things like that. I'm interested in it, but I don't know if my audience would be. Like, that would be right up my alley. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. Why not play Hades 2, said Lucky's Gremlin. I mean, I'm not against it. I'm eventually going to play it. I loved Hades 1. But right now, it just entered early access. Excuse me. And, you know, I got enough going on right now. I'm not in any particular rush to jump into the game. I'm thinking people might nominate it for my upcoming PC Indies Marathon. And if that's the case, you know, then I would look into it. But right now, I'm just in no rush to play it. Bono's Tecmo says, play Free One Up or King Kindred again. That would be epic. To my knowledge, King Kindred doesn't play anymore. And Free One Up, I actually, when Street Fighter 6 came out, I made a public statement, did I not? My statement was, if anyone wants to throw down and do challenge sets against me like back in the day, you know, let's learn some basic gameplay and then let's do it. Literally no one ever contacted me. No, and the thing is, I'm a public figure. I'm easy to reach out to. You could still email me. You could tweet me. No one did. Makes me feel like just people, sadly, think there's too much toxicity with my hater community and they don't want to get wrapped up in that shit. I don't blame them. So I think, sadly, those days are over because, you know, back then, I was seen as a very positive, popular guy on YouTube. Everyone wanted to play Darkside Phil. Today, no one wants anything to do with me because of these fucking stalkerish loser haters. Sucks. You know, what are you going to do? I've never watched a speedrunner in my life. No, I have not. No, I have not had my hearing tested lately. What the? That didn't work. Clicked and it didn't work. It did something different. That was weird. Gatsu, good to have you just chilling and listening tonight. Sounds good. Ponage, have a good night. See you later. I don't have enough of a yard to be digging it up to find a buried treasure chest. I just don't have a tiny plot of land. It would never happen. Try sure you can. Thank you for the compliment. You got a bunch of compliments. That's rare, so thank you for that. What are you talking about? King Lunar says it's sad to see what happened to the Dark Anthology Studios. I really love watching you play those games every few months. The Dark Anthology Studios? What are you talking about? What is the Dark Anthology? Do you mean the Dark Pictures Anthology? Nothing happened to them. They're fine. King Lunar, are you mistaken? What are you talking about? I think he's confused. The Dark Pictures Anthology? What happened? They're fine. Nothing happened to that studio. What are you talking about? They did well, and they announced they are making a whole new series. It's in production now. It's probably, I would think it would probably, we learn about more of it this year. I think you're under the impression that they're doing poorly. They're not. Those games did performed above expectations. Ryan Phillips says, you played Celeste for an hour during the 2020 Rageathon. If there was demand, would I play it again? I don't particularly remember it. I don't remember disliking or liking it. I don't know if anyone wants to see me ever play it again. I don't know. I'm not against ever playing anything as long as there's interest, but I never heard anyone really ask for it. Well, of course, for guys like us, Bonos Tecmo says, the Nintendo World Championship looks fun for 90s boomers like me. Well, I'm an 80s whatever asshole. I'm an 80s asshole. You're a 90s boomer. But yeah, for me, of course, that's nostalgic. I want to play that, you know? Goober says, what do you think about getting a soundboard? Funny enough, I mean, I have. Someone donated years ago a Stream Deck, but it wasn't compatible with my PC. I need to get a new PC. If I got a new PC with updated OS, then I have a Stream Deck that was donated to me years ago. And yeah, I could have like a soundboard. I could use it to transition funny clips and stuff on the stream, but I haven't upgraded my PC yet. There is absolutely no need for a green screen at this point. Green screens are so, at this point, they're fucking outdated. They just are. Like, the idea of a green screen worked when people were trying to stream a game, but they didn't want to hog the whole screen or anything like that. What a stupid society, huh? So, what a dumb way to live. Yeah, I don't see a point to having a green screen. I now have a good background. People like the background. The camera isn't too big. King Lunar is claiming Supermassive is doing layoffs. When did that hit the news? I haven't heard that at all. Here. I'm going to take a look. You chose to broke the law. Live with the consequences. They are Supermassive Games. I'm looking for information
Tiger,
about this
tiger,
right now.
Tiger,
Oh, wow. I missed this story. Are you ready? Okay. I didn't know about this at all. So this is news to me. So In March 2021, Nordisk Film, under their Nordisk Games division, purchased a 30% stake in the studio. In July 2022, Nordisk fully purchased Supermassive Games, making them now a subsidiary of a Denmark-based company. Then there was no news, and then in January of 2024, so this happened 4 months ago, I was unaware, it was reported that the company co-founders have left the company. That's not good. In February 2024, Bloomberg News reported Supermassive Games has laid off. Well, they informed 150 employees they were at risk of layoffs, and ultimately they cut 90 personnel. So the founders left the company in January, and now they've laid off 90 people. I didn't hear about that. I don't think it was really covered in the news that well, because you know I've been covering these stories, and I didn't even hear about that. I guess the question is, what the hell happened there? Why did the founders leave the company? Because they were doing good. By all reports, you know, the Dark Pictures anthology is a hit, and they outright stated they sold way more than they thought originally they would, and they were in development for making the next slew of games, which would be like yearly one. What the hell happened? That sounds like something weird internal happened. Like maybe they got bought by this Denmark company, which maybe was a bad choice, and they told them to start doing different things, right? I don't know, man. No, at this point, a green screen is not needed for my content. You know, it's just not. My camera is good enough quality that, you know, it don't need a green screen. Green screen, you know, is if you need the real estate for the game or whatever, but I've got my shit down. I got a nice border. I got things that, you know, it doesn't affect the games. The green screen was all the rage 10 years ago because everyone wanted to copy each other to do it, but there's no need for that anymore. A lot of people don't use it at all anymore, actually. Damn, well, that sucks. I did not know that about Supermassive Games at all. That really stinks. Do I like Reese's Pieces? Yes, I think they're delicious. I don't know what the hell the question was for, but yes, I love Reese's Pieces. I used to eat them a lot when I was a kid, and I still like them as an adult. I rarely eat candy, but yes, I like them. So I don't know what's going on. The stream chat is dramatically slowing down out of nowhere. I don't know why. I got a $1 tip from an anonymous tipper saying, how's the stream going and what did I think of the Fallout TV series? Well, I have an entire 2+ hour event discussing the Fallout TV series on my DSP Reacts channel. The first hour, I summarized the series and gave my thoughts on the plot and how it was. In the second half, I did an entire interactive Q&A with a live audience for over an hour, talking about the lore, the controversies around it being woke, about everything. So if you want my opinion, go check that out on the Reacts channel. In a nutshell, I love the show. I thought that it was very well done. I don't think that any lore changes were world-ruining or anything like that. I thought the plot was great. It was acted well. Everything was good. It's like super duper good conversion of the show, and I can't wait for a future season. There you go. Yes, I would prefer not to talk about political topics. As you know, political topics are incredibly, political topics are making our country in the United States become incredibly divided. What I mean by that is, there's some things where people, you could talk to them and they could say, okay, you know, I agree to disagree. Like one person might say, I love Mass Effect. Another person might say, you know, I hate Mass Effect. All right, no big deal. I agree to disagree, right? But on politics, it's like, that's the line in our country that people aren't willing to be open-minded about. You know, be like, oh, well, I think this on this particular topic. And the person's like, you think what? How dare you have that line of thought that's not in line with my line of thought on that topic? I hate you, I disown you, and I want nothing to do with you forever. Like, wait a minute. There's just one topic we were talking about. You know, well, I'm sorry, Phil. I disown you. I can't ever watch your gaming content. I can't watch your React content. I can't watch your throwback content because you disagree with me on a political point. That's how people are today. It's like, I don't know why they're that close-minded. I just feel like we're in that part of, especially now with this election coming up in our country, it feels like there is the most big divide in our country that I've ever seen about politics. Excuse me. So for me, I'm like, do I really want to start talking politics right now? I don't think so. Will I eventually talk politics? Yes, I do think I will. As I get older, I think that's where stuff will push. As I get older, if I'm an older guy, are people really going to care about my opinions on video games forever? Probably not, right? They're going to want to know more about other life things that are important to them. And being that I get older, I'm more experienced and more wise, maybe they want to hear my opinions on that stuff, in which case, maybe I will share them, right? But for now, no, it's out of the question. I'm not doing political content, and I'm not going to let anyone push me that way either. I like the mix that I've been doing this year. I do. I like having gameplay 5 days a week, a whole day of reacting content, a mix between throwback, modern, and reacting to random stuff. I just like the idea of this stuff. I think it's going well. I want to keep it going like that. Paka Pasiti says, as an 80s kid, you have nostalgia for the mall. I watched the Seinfeld episode of not being able to find their car in the parking garage. Would love your thoughts. Oh, that's that stupid meme. Cool, I could just ban you now. There's some dumb meme going around of people saying about getting lost in a parking lot, you can't find your car. I don't even know what it is, but when you come to my chat and 17, 18 accounts just keep repeating the same meme and it has no meaning, I just ban you on site. So thanks for telling me that's who you were so I could get rid of you so we can, actually chill tonight. Appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know what the meme is, but no exaggeration, in the last 2 weeks, there's been like 20, 30 people who've come in here and said the same thing about you can't find your car in a mall parking lot. And I'm like, the fuck are you talking about? I'm just saying, I ignored them for a while. Then there's just so many of them. I just ban on site now. Like, whatever. The fuck out of here. I don't care. Look at me. I'm not going to be concerned about it. Whatever. I have no enemies. Thinks we need more chill talk streams. Again, I like doing these. I don't think these should be all the time, because if you do these all the time, they become less interesting. For example, look what happened with Kat. She came on 2 Q&A streams. The first one, everyone was excited for. The second one, by the end, it was getting boring, right? People ran out of topics. If you do this like once a month, it's probably enough to do it and put it in the rotation and make it fun and interesting. But if you do it more than that, people are just going to have nothing to talk about or just saying dumb shit, and I'm just not going to waste my time on that. I'd much rather be doing something else, so... So, speaking of which, what else do you guys want to talk about? Because it seems like the chat is slowing down, and there's really no contributions to shout out right now. So, what is the hot topic? What do you guys want to discuss tonight? Shadow of the Colossus, yeah. That game absolutely is an original. Like, I remember I didn't play the original. I played the HD remake. And even when I played it, being a slightly outdated game, I thought that it was really good. Very unique, that every enemy is just a boss fight. That's a puzzle boss. And they all are different and behave differently and have different aspects to them. That's a really good game. What I think of the movie Apocalypse Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't really remember it that well. I only saw it once. I'd probably have to rewatch it to have an opinion. Oh, man. Do I like card battlers in games? What do you mean? Card battlers? What's a card battler? I don't even know what that means, actually. Have I considered ever doing challenge runs, like a no level up run in the Souls game? I don't think I would ever be able to win a no level up run in the Souls game. I'm not good enough. But I would consider doing special runs and things if people liked it, but no one's ever really demanded one or even requested one. All right, glad to have you here tonight, those 3 gamers. No, I don't have any other fighting game awards. No one really gave them out. But in the time when I was doing tournaments and stuff, no one was giving out like awards. Like even this one, did you guys ever see the award? I only show it rare. So first of all, it's obvious this is supposed to be a trophy for like a karate championship based on the dude doing karate on the top of it. And it says Tekken or FYE first place Tekken 3 tournament on the bottom. For your entertainment, which I don't know if it still exists. I think it does. It's not in the capacity it used to. It used to have arcades and stuff attached to it. And, you know, it's pretty obvious that, oh, look, Penfield Trophies, Inc. from Penfield, New York. Yeah. Penfield Trophies, Inc. sticker on the bottom. So that's it. That's my one ever trophy that I ever got in anything. I've won tons of tournaments, but no one ever gave out trophies for them. You know? Why did I keep it? I don't know. Probably because it's the only trophy I have. Right? It's literally the only trophy I ever got in anything. So, like, oh, I guess I'll hold on to it or whatever. Right? So, but does it mean anything? No. You know? They never gave these out for any Street Fighter tournaments. Why? Because Street Fighter tournaments were grassroots things where it would be like, you go in, you just entry fee, you know, and then basically they take the percent of the entry fee and they divvy it up among the top 3 who in the tournament, and that's what you win, a little bit of money. And that was it. There's nothing else to it. You didn't win a video game. You didn't win a joystick. You didn't win a trip. You just won a few bucks. So they didn't even spend money on something like this. Like, to them, this was like no big deal. They didn't care about it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'll go put this back. Oh, phew. Am I excited for the new Luigi's Mansion? I mean, it's a remake of 2, which I have on the 3DS but never played. Would people want to see me play the remake? I don't know. No, I'm not excited for it. No. I'm literally not excited for it. I would play it. I liked Luigi's Mansion 3, but I'm not like, oh, yeah, excited for it or anything. See, here's the other stupid meme about realtors trying to become celebrities. I don't even know what that means. So now when I see that, I'm just going to ban that too, because I don't even know what that means. I mean, you come in, you say a stupid meme that I've seen 40 other people say, I'm just going to ban you on site and not care. I don't even know what these things mean. Do I own or use any VR? The only VR I've ever owned was the PlayStation VR 1, and that's severely outdated, and no, I have not gotten anything since, nor do I want to. It doesn't really fit my style of content being an interactive full-time live streamer. Like, how would I wear a VR headset and do interactive live streams? I wouldn't be able to. So, no, I'm not too interested in VR. Plus, for when I had it, it wasn't great. You know, at first, the gimmick was good for like 2 months, and I played a whole bunch of games. Batman VR, Job Simulator. What was the one that was about the end of the world and God was talking to you? There were demons and stuff. There was that one. There was like a horror game, but puzzles as well. Oh, there was the one that was like the 3 different things. There was a heist, but then there was also like an underwater thing with the underwater creatures around you and stuff like that. There was the on-rail shooter of Until Dawn that I can't remember what it was called. Like Festival of Blood or something, Carnival of Blood, something like that. But yeah, so there was a good gimmick. It lasted like 2 months. And then after that, I was like, nah. And then I started getting sick to my stomach playing it. Like, I actually started to get physically ill trying to play this stupid thing. That wasn't good. The last game I played on it was Resident Evil 7. And I thought that it was neat because it would aim when you turned your head. You didn't have to use the controller to aim. You'd use your head to aim. But I didn't feel like it added anything to the game, honestly. Like, it was the same game as if you were playing it without it. Just you turn your head to look. That was really it. So after that one, I was like, I don't care about this anymore. And I literally never used it ever again. So. Let's see here. I got a $1 tip. Someone says card battlers are games like Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic the Gathering, and Pokemon. I already answered that on the stream, and I said, no, I've never played a competitive card game, so I don't know why someone would ask me the same question twice. What are my thoughts on Another Crab's Treasure and whether it's really similar to Dark Souls like the critics are saying? I've seen some playthroughs by you and YouTubers. I just don't see the similarity. Looks like a PS2 era, kids era action game. No, it plays like Dark Souls. It has very similar elements to Dark Souls. It absolutely does. In the way that you can take big damage per hit, the way that there's a dodge and counter hit or parry mechanic like Sekiro, the stagger mechanic of building up a stagger bar on the enemy and then before you could take them out. That's all very Souls-esque. You know, the bonfires, which are moon shells or whatever, and the leveling systems and all that. Literally, all of that is very Souls-esque, for sure. That's why. Is it exactly like Dark Souls? No. Is it similar? Yeah, it's similar. It's similar to FromSoft games. It's not necessarily all Dark Souls. Like I said, there's a lot of Sekiro in there, but it definitely is similar to FromSoft games in good ways. Like, I actually really like the game, and I can't wait to play it again. Did I ever have Massimo's in Bridgeport? I've said as much. I told you guys that I had Massimo's. Would I consider playing a terrible game like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde or Superman 64 as a joke? I already played Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I had a Halloween special a million years ago. It was called Jekyll versus Jason, where I played Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and Friday the 13th. And I basically compared the two games. And that's super ancient. Like some of my oldest content that I ever did for YouTube from back in the day. I never played Superman 64 simply because there was no way to play it. There was no way to actually play the game. I didn't own an N64 back in the days when you would have the camera set up, and they don't have it direct capture emulated on any console. Like, you can't get that on Switch and play it. So since there's no way to play it, I've never played Superman 64. I'm aware of what it is. I used to be a fan of AVGN, and the Angry Video Game Nerd had a giant video about it back in the day and how bad it was. So, you know, I already know all about the game, but I've never personally played it. Am I ever going to bring back gamer t-shirts? Maybe. Maybe during the summertime, if I get tired of my nice button-downs and I want to go back to a few t-shirts, I can do that. I'll leave that open as an option. But I'm enjoying the cooling nature of these shirts. These are nice. They're relaxing. They have good aeration. I like these shirts a lot. It's something that's a good style that I never had because I was busy wearing gamer t-shirts for 15 years like an idiot. So... how superstitious am I? I'm not really. I'm not really superstitious at all. Like I said, in my life, I've never experienced anything supernatural. I definitely have experienced deja vu a few times, but I don't know if there's anything to that. But I definitely feel like there's times I'm like, oh, I've done this before, right? When I don't really remember having, but I think I did. But outside of that, that's about it. I see nothing about... UFOs, alien experiences, nothing supernatural, nothing ghosts, nothing demons, goblins, or nothing like that. So since I've never seen it, I'm not really caring about it. I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. Like people say, do you think aliens could exist? Of course they could. What about ghosts? Yeah, maybe. Maybe ghosts exist. Maybe there's a scientific explanation for these paranormal phenomena that we've seen. We just don't have that scientific explanation yet because we haven't studied it well enough to know. You know, we have footage of UFOs. But it's not flying saucers. It's just weird objects that are flying way faster than anything we know about. So it's like, so what could that possibly be? I don't know. But I'm not one of these obstinate jerks who's like, there is no way that anything supernatural could possibly occur. There's no aliens and no ghosts, and if you think about it, you're a dummy. No. I'm not like that. I'm open-minded. It's just I've never experienced anything like that in my life. So why would I think of that? And why would I be superstitious when I've never seen anything happen of that nature in my life? You know what I'm saying? So that's the way. But hey, if something changed and I did experience something, maybe I would believe in that stuff and become superstitious. I don't know. But I've never seen it. I'm 42 years old. Do you think at this point I probably would have already seen something if I was going to see something, right? Or experience something, I guess you should say, because it's not just about vision, right? If I had 3 monkey's paw wishes, what would they be? The first wish would be, please let me be able to make 3 wishes without any bad repercussions whatsoever. My number 2 wish would be, like, please have infinite wishes. And then it doesn't matter what the third wish is because I'm home free. There you go. I could just infinitely wish forever, whatever I want. There you go.
My laugh sounds like ack. So when I laugh, I go...
You can't do that? Fuck you. I'll do what I want. It's a monkey's paw. I can wish whatever I fucking want, bitch.
No, it sounds nothing like that at all.
There you go. Does it scare me there might be other life forms in space? No, not at all. Not scared of space. Timmy has been asking if I'll play Manor Lords for 20 minutes. No, he hasn't. He's just been spamming, please play Manor Lords for 20 minutes. That's completely different. He hasn't asked the question. He just keeps spamming the requests to play. That's a very different thing. We've already talked about Manor Lords. On this very stream, someone asked me about it and said they're playing it, and I said, I don't know if anyone would like to see me play a city builder. I've never done one before. Let me know your thoughts. So obviously Timmy must be exercising his thoughts. Well, we've heard them, Timmy. Thank you. And you can stop spamming now. Would I rather have the Dragon Balls, the Death Note, or a Devil Fruit? Well, the Dragon Balls, how many wishes do you get with the Dragon Balls? I forget. Is it 3? Because if you get the Dragon Balls, couldn't you just wish? Like I say, my first wish is to have the Death Note in my hands. But no, hold on. Let's try this again. My first wish is to have the Death Note in my hands, but within its pages would be a Devil Fruit. Right? Oh, okay. So you get both. You get a twofer, right? Why wouldn't you do that? See, that's why all these... The reason that these horror stories about wishes are horror is because everyone in a horror story is stupid, right? There's literally... Have you ever seen a horror movie where people are smart and they could just easily figure ways out of situations? No, but that's the appeal of a horror movie, is that they're dumb fucks who find themselves in these ridiculous situations. See? So that's what you do, is you just find a way. Like, for example, let's say you get the Dragon Balls and you summon the dragon, okay? First wish, I want unlimited supply of Dragon Balls right now. Oh, and he says, I cannot do that, okay? Well, I want a magic lamp that contains a genie that grants infinite wishes. You use your one limited wish to get something unlimited. That's what you do. Why would you not do that? Your first wish must be unlimited. You have to do something that will lead to the unlimited wish. You see what I'm saying? Right? Like, why wouldn't you say, if you have the Dragon Balls, I wish for a cave full of Dragon Balls that only I know about and can access. That's your wish. Now everyone fuck off. Now I can wish infinite wishes because I have infinite Dragon Balls in a cave and only I can get to them. So go fuck yourself. That's what you do. Why do people not figure this out? That's what I mean. Any of these stories, horror movies where it goes horribly wrong, it's because people are morons. Oh, look, a monkey's paw. Let me make a wish on it. Wish number 1, I wish that absolutely no wishes I make on this monkey's paw would ever have a negative effect on anyone and nothing would ever backfire. Okay, good. Now you have 2 wishes to do whatever you want with, right?
What do I do?
I received a super chat from Michael. Michael says, or asks, would you do a stream of a no return mode from the remastered Last of Us 2? No, I don't want to play Last of Us 2 ever again. I don't like it. I think the game is, sadly, not fun because the story is terrible. You know, some of the things that you got to enjoy about a game like that is the story. I mean, half of the game is narrative, half is gameplay. Well, the narrative's terrible. I don't ever want to find myself playing that narrative again. So I would never play that mode. Even if it is a challenge, I don't care. I don't like the game itself. The story is poor, right? What was my dream job when I was a kid? I didn't have one. Like any kid, I just fantasized about heroes. So like, oh, I want to be a firefighter. I want to be a fireman. I want to be in the army. I want to do this and that. You know? And then when you grow up and you realize that none of those jobs are what you thought they were when you were a kid. The world is not black and white, goody two-shoes hero mode. Then you're like, oh shit, I don't think I want to do any of those things, right? I hate my job. Do I care more about gameplay or story? They can be equally important. It depends on the style of game. Like the Telltale Last of Us games have almost no gameplay elements to them. And a lot of the quick time events are wonky, but the story is so good you keep playing. Flip that on its head. Take a look at a game like, you know, Street Fighter. I play Street Fighter for the gameplay. I could give 2 shits what the story's about. I just think the gameplay is riveting, exciting. It makes you get hooked and want to play it more. right? So it depends on it really depends on the game. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I just need to pause, guys, because I have to pee. So I'm going to use the restroom very quickly, come back, and I'll probably still go for like another half an hour, but I have to pee, so I'll be right back. I don't have the on-break symbol for this screen. I just realized it. I never added the on-break symbol for this screen, so I can't say on-break. So I'll just literally be right back. Okay. What a stupid society, huh? What a dumb way to live.
Beg. All I see you do is beg. Little picky, why you beg.
I don't have money to do it. 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 Okay, guys, ready to resume? All right, here we go. Okay, I'm back. Just had a little bit of a bathroom break, and now we can continue on. Let's see what else people want to talk about tonight. Am I playing Hellblade 2? Yes, I am. What do I want to be when I grow up? A firefighter, of course. Okay, what else did I miss?
The Ziggy Piggy is here.
Nothing. Everyone clammed up because I was in the bathroom, apparently. Right? Whoa. Totally misclicked. Okay. Do you remember the old Telltale games like Back to the Future? Back to the Future was the first one I ever played. And I liked it because I was a big fan of the Back to the Future movies. That's why I really liked it. Although there were some really annoying parts to those games, because if you remember, the Back to the Future games were based more on puzzles rather than just like narrative and quick time. So they could actually be pretty frustrating. That game was pretty frustrating in that regard. I think Walking Dead hit it on the head of what people wanted, and that's why they just emulated that formula for all their future IPs, right? I think a retirement home would be appealing in the future, or do I want to avoid that path? I mean, I don't know. Who knows what the future holds, right? Ideally, I'd hope that my wife and I can take care of each other till the end of our lives, but you know, you never know what's going to happen. So, you know, I'm not going to say anything about that because I really don't know. Why Susha 116 did a super chat and says, what would you say is your favorite AVGN episode? Oh, man. I'd have to scour my brain. You know, I watched AVGN regularly until I would say Like, I remember one of the last episodes I ever watched was probably when he was reviewing either, like, the Jaguar or... I'm trying to remember exactly when I stopped watching. And then years later, I caught up and watched some other episodes. And then I've watched sporadically. So I've seen some AVGN since the old days, but not a ton. I sometimes hear an episode's really good and I'll check it out. Man, I'm trying to think out of the old ones. Obviously, AVGN just did an episode today, did he? I'll check it out tonight. I'll see if it's any good. Because some of them I really like and some of them I think are atrocious today. So back in the day, some of the oldest AVGN episodes that I remember that stand out, I remember he always did an amazing Halloween special. His first one ever, which was, Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th. Or there's a flip of that. He started with Friday the 13th, then it was Nightmare on Elm Street. Like, that was amazing because he played the characters, or his friend helped him play the characters, and that was really cool. Like, one of the oldest episodes that I think got him known was Ninja Turtles. You know, the Ninja Turtles NES episode. Because that one's just fucking hilarious that he can't make a jump. He feels like you just walk over the fucking hole. It's like, no one would have known that either. Like, what the fuck is this? Later on, let me think. Some of the better episodes, older ones. Like, I like the original Bugs Bunny episode because it was like crazy slapstick. Over the top slapstick. That was a different style. I also liked that he did different Christmas events every year. It's like one year he did like Bible games, but then in future years he did like a special where he was pretending it was like a parody of A Christmas Carol. That was really neat. Basically, whenever he did something that wasn't just a plain game review, but also had like some kind of added cinematic stuff. Oh, you know what I like? The Batman episodes. The Batman episodes where he dresses up like Batman, his friend dresses up like the Joker. Those were good because it's not just about the game, but about the comedic nature of what's going on, and the action or the acting and the scripting outside of the gameplay is really neat. Oh, the Spider-Man episode, even though that's one of the oldest ones, and today it looks like shit. It's just fucking funny. The writing is funny, you know? So those are the ones I like. The ones where, like, he had an added thing going on. It wasn't just him reviewing a game, but it was like an added thing with another actor would come in or a cool script that they would participate in. Those are some of my favorite ones of all time, I feel. I did, yes. Someone, I Have No Enemy says, did you see the one with Macaulay Culkin? Now I have, because people told me about it years later. And then people convinced me to go check it out, and I admit, that's a pretty good one, because Macaulay Culkin as an adult in it, playing the games where he's a kid is fucking hilarious, because the games are so bad, obviously. That's a really good episode. Yeah, I heard about that crazy Star Wars Outlaws edition that's $130. I don't think anyone should buy it, obviously. Tubs thinks Stardew Valley would not work for a marathon. It's too slow. It wouldn't make sense. Thinks that a game like Spelunky 2 would work better. Yeah. Cool. How often do I do hangout streams like this? Like once a month. About once a month. But I think $70 is too expensive for a new game. I think $70 is too expensive when the majority of games that are coming out are unfinished. If the games coming out actually represented what we were promised, because you remember what these game devs, or excuse me, I shouldn't say game devs, I should say these game publishers and big companies, right? Like EA and stuff were saying, oh, well, the $10 extra is to make up for the added production costs because the games are so much better. It's literally been the opposite. All the games became $70 and games have actually become factually worse. And that's not acceptable, right? If you're going to charge me more, but you're going to give me more quality or more content or whatever, cool. But if you're going to charge me more and actually give me less than what I was receiving previously, you're full of shit. So that's the problem. That's why I don't have a problem paying $70 if a game is great. It's just that it's so rare that we get a great game for $70 these days. Tub says, Stardew Valley is good enough that it deserves me actually giving it like a real playthrough attempt, not only playing for the first 3 in-game days and then moving on because I didn't get far enough. And, you know, and that's what happened, if you remember. That's what happened during that Indies marathon I played years ago. I basically just did like the first few days of an introduction, and that was it. I never got further than that. So I don't even know what comes in the game after that, right? Yes, Jasper has a collar, but no, we do not take him for walks. Number 1, he's a cat. Number 2, is front declawed, not by us, but by the person who owned him before we rescued him. And because of that, he's not safe outside. We would never take him outside because he could get hurt. Can't defend himself. Anso Kamaru says, Hades 2 is fantastic so far. I hear early access has more content than Hades 1. Someone said that. Yeah, that's neat. I'm excited for it. Like I said, I think likely people might nominate it for my Indies marathon, and maybe I'll get it and then continue it at a future date, right? Then again, I hope it will run. I mean, it is a modern game. Will it run on my mini PC? I hope it would, but I don't know if it would, right? I don't know. John Nepper says, I've played Sandland. It's a good paced RPG, not too long. I got 59 hours in the game after beating the game with all side missions. Oh, yeah? What kind of a game is it? Is it a turn-based RPG? Is it action-based? I don't even know anything about it. I don't even know how it plays or anything. FYI, guys, probably about another 20 minutes tonight, just so you know, so people understand the time frame or whatever. Thanks to those chilling. Thanks to those who've supported the stream tonight. 1 membership, but a good amount of super chats. And as you can see, we almost hit the tier 1 tip skull. So thank you guys for that. Anything last minute here would be greatly appreciated before we adjourn. What do I think about people who give live prey to their pets? Well, let's see. The whole idea of a home pet, right? A not a wild animal, but you're making them domesticated, is that they're not having
that money.
to
I
go
really do.
do
I need that money.
things that are wild. Your domesticated dog doesn't have to go outside and hunt prey to eat. You're gonna feed it, right? So if that's the case, why do you want to retrain it in the things that it lost its knowledge of and or instinct about by being domesticated? That doesn't make sense to me. I have a cat that is a domesticated cat. Why would I then train it to hunt mice when it doesn't have to, because it lives in the house, because it's a domestic animal? It doesn't even make sense.
My last shot.
Right? People just want to do weird shit. I don't know. They're like the people who say, oh, we don't need to spay or neuter our pet. No, just have them fucking reproduce everywhere. That's a better thing, right? Yeah, that's really responsible. Anyway. Yes, domestic cats still hunt. They have an instinct to hunt. So you play with them and you have them do the pounce or the chase, you know. That's their instinct that you do when they're playing. They don't need to hunt to eat. That's stupid. Unless you want the animal to mimic that action all the time, you shouldn't have it do the action. Do you want your cat running around attacking things all around your house for food? Do you want it attacking someone who comes to your house, biting their foot, thinking that it's dinner? No? Then don't teach your cat to fucking hunt to eat. Right? I mean, you just use your fucking brain, but people are fucking stupid idiots. Okay. Thank you to NME Warlock. Thank you, Enemy Warlock, for a membership tonight. I appreciate that. And that's a new one, too, so thanks. Sandland is an open-world tank hand-to-hand combat-based game? What? So it's not even an RPG? What the? I didn't even know that. No, Han Solo. I did not know that a mantis shrimp can generate enough force to mimic a 50 caliber bullet underwater. No, I did not. I certainly did not know that about the mantis shrimp. Ooh, excuse me. Okay, what else you guys want to talk about? Anything? Hey, it's funny because when I'm on a podcast people come up with a million topics they want to talk about. Like today, everyone wanted to keep talking about FGC stuff. And I was like, oh, this is great. We're out of time for the podcast. Let's talk about it tonight. Literally none of you have asked me anything about that. It's just weird that, you know, people want to talk about stuff on the podcast, but then we run out of time. Now we're here on the show, and it seems like people aren't asking those questions. Like, okay. No, out of the Fallout games that I've played, I like 3 and New Vegas kind of equally for various different reasons. 4 is definitely less as much liked, but I still like 4. So. Thank you, I have no enemies. Says, hope you have a relaxing, fun, safe day off tomorrow. Thank you. Hopefully, I agree with that sentiment. Hopefully, I do have a good day off tomorrow. That would be very nice. I did. Was Ryu solid in Super Turbo? Yes. Was he top tier? No. But he was very good. I would say upper mid tier. Nice. Tyrell says he made it to Blood Palace. He one-shotted Moog, the Lord of Blood. He's ready for the DLC. Good for you. I also one-shotted Moog with the Comet Azure spell. He literally walked into it and never stopped getting blasted. He never went to phase 2. Do I get to sleep in on the day off, or am I up as early as usual? It depends on the day off. If it's a day when we have a lot of appointments and things we need to do, then I'm getting up usually the same time or even earlier. If it's a day when it's a more laid-back day where maybe I have to run errands, but there's not that much to do but that, then usually I can sleep in a bit. But ultimately, this is all decided by Jasper Kitty. If Jasper wants to be up, he's up. It doesn't matter if we're trying to sleep in or not. He's dancing all over us. He's walking on us. He's licking us. He's meowing. He's pawing us. That's how Jasper is. If he wants up, he wakes us up. So it all depends on him, honestly. Yes, I've been on a boat before. I've been on my best friend in high school. His dad owned a small boat that we used to hang out on. And then when I was older, I went on a ferry. So I've been on a boat a couple times. I did play some of the modern Ninja Gaiden games. The last one that ever came out, which was like 2 or 3, I beat. It was fun, but not so challenging. Everyone said they were hard. That one actually wasn't hard to me. And then Black, I played some during a Rageathon. I thought it was all right, and I never got back to it. No one really asked for it, so I never played it again. Yes, Super Fork, I already said that as much. That I feel like all these Xbox layoffs and basically really lack of good leadership is going to make it that no one's going to care about this Xbox event in June. Because if you watch an Xbox event in June and they announce 5 big games, even if those games look good, sell well, but there's a chance they might just close the studio anyway after it, why do you care? Why would you invest effort or interest in something that literally, even if it's a good game and sells well, they might still close the studio? Why would you have any kind of enthusiasm for that, right? So what Xbox has done has created a very bad perception problem where everyone just thinks doom and gloom, and that rests solely on the shoulders of Phil Spencer and Matt Booty, who are making these awful decisions with the company. They should be fired. That's my opinion. No, likes are not votes on the Game Pass games. Game Pass games. Likes are not votes. In order to nominate a game for Indies Marathon, you must post up the name of that game in the thread as appropriate. It's good that people want to like, but that doesn't count. It's not name one game and everyone likes it. It's everyone must post up. Have I considered voice acting? I mean, I'm not saying that I wouldn't enjoy it. It might be cool to do voices for games or TV shows or who knows, right?
What do I do?
But voice acting is a very, 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 very favoritistic community. It's about who you know. It's not necessarily about having the coolest voice. It's about going out there and networking and kissing butt and being friendly with producers and being friendly with people who are directors. And you know what I'm saying? That's why there are so many voice actors who get all the big work. And I don't know anyone. And let's be honest, I have a hate group that follows me around that would not allow me to be liked in those groups because they would just do fucked up stuff. So even if I was interested in voice work, I probably would never get into it. I wouldn't be allowed to, much like many other things. I have no enemies. Says, I wish there was a Stray 2. Why would you wish there's a Stray 2 when there's a cat game coming out on Friday that I'm playing by the name of Little Kitty Big City? That's kind of silly, no? No, I've never been on a cruise ship. Do I think Microsoft will turn into Sega? Or will the Xbox be around for years to come? I have no idea. It lies solely on the shoulders of management. It's their decision what they want to do with that company. There's potential that they could turn it around and do good things, but the management has to be worth a shit, and their management is fucking terrible right now. So as long as those people stay in power, that company will continue to flounder. I would never want to be on a reality show, Han Solo. I was offered to be on a reality show ages ago. He's saying that he was watching Survivor and he thought that I would be a good contestant for Survivor or Big Brother. I was offered to be on a reality show back in the day at the height of my popularity, when I was known as one of the most prominent gaming YouTubers. It was The Ultimate Gamer reached out to me. And basically they outlined it all for me, right? And they wanted me on the show. They thought that I was a prominent enough, popular enough gamer that I would add something to the show, especially with my community of viewers who would watch and follow. And they were going to make me an offer and everything. And I turned them down. I said, no, I don't want to do it. Come to find out, the show was trash. The show was actually not a serious competition. It was a scripted show. We're based on, like, how they felt how someone would perform on the show, like as a character or charisma wise. That's how it determined how you would progress on the show. And guess what happened? So when I turned the show down, they then contacted Justin Wong, and Justin Wong accepted. So he was on the show instead of me. They wanted me first because I was the big prominent YouTube fighting game guy, despite the fact I wasn't competitive in Street Fighter 4. They wanted me first. I turned them down, and then they got Justin Wong to replace me. I'm just ignoring 90% of the dumb questions, and that's why I know it's time to end the show, because it's winding down, and these questions are really stupid. Some of these that are coming in. I actually just received a last-minute contribution. I got a $6 tip from Super Snow Carl Turbo HD Remix. Hold on. Let me play the animation. This will get us up to $45 in tips tonight. Thank you so much. He says, I was thinking the other day, if DSP Reacts were to be unfeasible for the foreseeable future, don't forget DSP politics can be a thing. I constantly see prominent big YouTubers like Vosh, D-Day, Cobra, who make nearly thousands of dollars a stream. I'm saying you should consider it sooner rather than later, especially with it being an election year. Why do people ask me the same question over and over? I've literally answered this question a ton in the last few weeks. I keep telling you guys. Am I interested in eventually doing politics? Yes. Would it be on YouTube? No. It would not be here. It would be somewhere else. That way, you don't mix the two kinds of content. And you don't have people on YouTube looking for gaming, but then seeing political stuff and then getting drawn to one or the other and being pissed off because they don't agree with it. You see what I'm saying? There are places you can go right now to do political content separate from YouTube where you are discoverable. And I would consider going to a different place rather than being on YouTube to do it. It would not be on DSP Gaming. It would not be on DSP Reacts. It would not be on DSP Throwback. It would be its own completely separate thing. But I've already answered this question. Number one, no, I'm not doing it anytime soon. Why? Right now, I like how things are going between gameplay, throwback content, react content. It's keeping me busy and occupied. It's more than enough content that's making me a good amount of money to make a living. And right now, I don't want to rock that boat. I want to stay the course with what I'm doing and keep, you know, building that. Right now, the throwback channel's in a development stage, right? I need to get enough body of work on that channel that people would want to go there and watch instead of having like 2 playthroughs, you know? So I need to keep building up content on the stuff that I'm working on. As I've already said, if you do political content right now, at least the climate in America is very sadly that if you don't agree with me, you're my enemy. So I don't want people to be turned off to my other content because they don't agree with me politically on something, okay? And in addition, yes, this is one of the most contentious, crazy elections that will be coming up. I don't want to be caught up in that drama, that crazy vitriol, right? People are so angry at each other right now. Like, I feel like no matter who wins the election, you're going to have a very divided country of angry people, right? So I'm not going to poke that hornet's nest, even if it makes me all this money up to that point, which I think it would. Like, let's say I started politics during the summer and I had a hot 3-4 month run where all I'm doing is talking about politics. I'm covering news stories. I'm covering political stories. I'm talking about all these hot issues in politics in the United States and stuff, right? It could be the 4 best months for me profit-wise. But then what happens when that all dies down and you've lost your core audience because they didn't agree with the shit you were saying, right? And now you've basically destroyed everything you built for 16 years, which is what I feel would happen. Because ultimately what will happen is one group will win the election, one group will lose, and hate the other group and be so angry at each other, that's the end of everything, right? So for me, you know, what I think the smartest thing to do would be to wait till after the election's over and the dust has settled a bit, and then reassess the situation and say, is it time or not? But here's the thing. I am not really ready for that. I'm already worked, you know, ragged at this point, 6 days a week full time, maintaining 3 different YouTube channels. You know, this would be something as I get older, as we diversify more, when I can't game as much, as I get older and I get carpal tunnel, which I'm getting already. I can tell you, I've already have signs of it. It's like, I know I'm going to get older. I'm not going to be able to be playing competitive games at a level where I can hang anymore, right? I'm not going to be able to sit here and game all day, every day anymore. We're going to want to do different kinds of talk shows and things. That's when you look to do that. I don't think now is the time. You want to know the truth? Too many YouTubers saw the dollar signs and jumped on the fucking bandwagon before their time. And now what's happened is they are stuck in that rut. Do you want to know who's stuck in that rut? Review Tech USA. This is a guy that was charismatic, had knowledge about tech, could play games, he could do all that shit. He turned his entire channel into drama around politics and gossip and all of this shit. And now he is fucking stuck creating garbage because he jumped in it so early. That's all anyone will pay attention to him for now. No one will actually watch him review tech anymore, so he has to do junk constantly, right? I don't want to make that mistake. I want to be someone who's doing what I like while I'm doing it, and then when I feel like it's time to make that transition, you go to that transition to something different. I don't think we're ready yet, especially now. I don't want to do it now and jump the gun. Yes, immediate profits are very tempting. 4 months of crazy profits as people are all about political content leading up to the election is incredibly tempting to me. How much do you want to bet? If I opened a political channel, you'd have both my viewers and my haters going at it, and the views would be big. I know it. I don't know if people would like the content, but man, they would watch it, right? But the thing is it at the expense of destroying everything I've created up to now when I'm not ready to make that full transition. If I'm at an age that I feel like I'm ready, if something goes wrong, to make the transition to just doing that kind of content, then do it. Then pull the trigger. Badoom. But I'm not ready to go all full speed ahead on that shit, right? I'm just not. So that's why I am being very, very guarded about making any kind of transition into that kind of content, knowing what it is, okay? I guarantee you we're going to do it someday. I'm just not ready for it right now, okay? Exactly right. It's opening Pandora's box. Once that box is open, I can't say, okay, we're all done, close it. It ain't ever going to close. That box will be open forever. So once it's open, I got to be ready for that. I don't want to do that right now at all. I like the combination of gaming, reacting, throwback content, chill streaming. This is fun to me. Eventually, we will get to the political stuff. I don't think now is the time. I honestly think I'm too young. I'm being honest with you. I think I'm doing well with what I'm doing. Why would I want to change that formula now? If this starts to stagnate, if I'm getting older and people don't care about me playing games and my hands are killing me all the time and it's just not worth it busting my ass all week every week, then I'll change it up. But we're not at that point yet. You know what I'm saying? Special delivery. Special delivery. Okay. Any last minute thoughts, anyone? Because we are about to adjourn. So speak now or forever hold your peace, because we are going to end the stream for the night. And again, I want to say thanks to everyone here who chilled or supported in any way. I really appreciate you all coming out and hanging out with me for a couple of hours. Would I consider eating Mexican food on next time I order food for a stream? Yes, we've done that before. See what I mean? We get 2 hours in, and I get questions like this. Can you tuck in Jasper on his tiny kitty sofa? What the fuck are you talking about? What on earth are you talking about, man? Red says, I appreciate you following your beliefs instead of just chasing short-term profits. I mean, that is literally the definition of my existence. Following my beliefs, chasing them, and being kind of, you know, very, very adherent to them. Despite the fact that I get people around me telling me otherwise. No, do this, do that. This is how you make it big. That is how you make it big. This is what you should have done. That's what you should have done. But here I am, 16 years later, happy, healthier than I used to be, right?
Stop this!
Making content I like and that other people like, or else I wouldn't make a living doing it. I'm good. It doesn't matter that there's a million idiots out there talking shit about me. I'm still successful, and I'm happy for that. I'm proud of that, and I don't think I want to change because a bunch of people think that I could be even more successful if I did. I don't care about that, right? I can tell you this. It's funny because, again, people who make documentaries out me with titles like 10 Years of Failure, correct? As you can tell, that title bothers me. You want to know why? Because if I did all the things in that documentary about me that were suggested, today I may be bigger, more popular, more positively liked, have a lot more money, and I'd probably be fucking miserable, hating every fucking day of my life. I'm not. And that's a good thing because I made decisions to stay true to myself and who I am. And because of that, I am surrounded by positivity and love by the people who matter to me. My family, my awesome viewers on stream. That's what I care about. Not about a bunch of fakers who just come by to watch because I'm a virally popular guy and toss money at me. I don't want that. I'd much rather have what I have now. If I had known back then when I was popular on YouTube that I could have what I have today, I would have worked towards it. I didn't even know it was possible. I didn't see the potential of live streaming and interaction. So that's why it took me so long to get into it and understand it. But to say 10 years of failure means you don't understand what's important in life. You think that financial success and internet popularity is success. It's not. It's not. That's frivolous shit. That's neither here nor there. It's about what's in here and what's up here and how you wake up every day looking forward to that next day because you love what's coming. That's what's important. And I have that. Despite all the nonsense on the internet, I have that. That's why people who say dumb shit like that, you're a failure. No, I'm not. I'm more of a success than most people who are popular on YouTube. All these YouTubers saying, man, I'm so burnt out. I got to take time away. You fail. You literally fail. You made a situation where you don't like what you do and you're burnt out. you fucked up. Doesn't matter if you're popular and rich, you still fucked up. I'm not in that situation. You know?
What do I do?
All right. Anyway, guys, now I think it is time to wrap this up. All right? So thank you all. Again, one final thank you to everyone. Great chill stream tonight. Hanging out with Phil here. I hope you had a good time. Thanks for watching. If you watched on demand, I hope you enjoyed the topics discussed. And I hope that you will tune in next time. When will that be? I don't know. We've been doing these about once a month, and I feel like they work well once a month. These late night chill streams. You know what I'm saying? So, thank you guys so very much. I hope you have a good evening. See you next time. Be safe. Okay. Good stuff, guys. Thank you all. I really appreciate you chilling with me. And a reminder that tomorrow is my day off. I will not be here for streaming tomorrow. I hope that you perhaps will get caught up on all the stuff maybe you missed this week, because there was quite a lot of content that I put out this week, right? And when I return on Friday, it will be a new game, Little Kitty Big City, on the first stream, where I hope that you guys will check it out, because it might be the next Untitled Goose Game. If it's not, then we just won't play it again if it's not good, but I'm excited. Check it out. And the late stream is more Friday Night Fight Street Fighter 6, pushing Zangief to Master, which we're so close at this point. I hope within the next few streams we can hit it. Keep in mind, this week we got more Fallout 4. We got more Another Crab's Treasure. We got a fun React day, right? If we like Little Kitty Big City, we've got more of that coming up, dependent, right? We have to see. So there's good stuff coming up this week that I hope you guys will join me for. All right? Thank you all. Please enjoy tomorrow. Be safe. And I will see you all when I come back on Friday. New news to talk about and all that, I'm sure. Okay, guys, thank you so very much. Have a good evening, and I shall see you all on Friday. Peace out.
Call my dad crying and I told him I can stop it. Pulled up to the dealership with maxed out cars on me. 276 on the Vest Street, yeah. Well, tell Jen in my next drink, yeah. Air raid Laura, call me bestie, yeah. Jay, yeah, you broke, hit me next week, yeah. Pig flare drip, got the oops on my wrist. Get a couple pulls by the loops on my tip. Skin tight shirt, big boobs on my chest. Big out, baby cherry juice on my lips.
Meerkat mob pulling up on the ops. Take a quick shot and I'm cooking up pork chops. Doing pretty fine if you ask me. Fat cat eating Big Macs in the backseat. Half a mil filled goes Reeve for the tip. Get a goal hit in time for a sip. Booting up online, nothing is fine, cause he's getting bodied all the time. I'm gonna break his jams with a leg drop. Put him in a figure 4 leg lock. Time to go outside, Phil, cause you're getting hit with the dark side drill.
276 on the Vest Street, yeah. Well, tell Jen in my next drink, yeah. Air raid Laura, call me bestie, yeah. Jay, yeah, you broke, hit me next week, yeah. Pig flare drip, got the oops on my wrist. Get a couple pulls by the loops on my tip. Skin tight shirt, big boobs on my chest. Big out, baby cherry juice on my lips.
This vest is a symbol of that positivity. It's a symbol that together we can have fun. As long as we stay positive, we can overcome anything together. I firmly believe at this point in my life, all right, that no matter what comes my way, that we can work together to overcome it, all right? But that being said, it's time for something new. Which vest is best? Which vest is e-beggar best? Okay, vest is best. Vest.
Yeah, young cat. Got that 150 on my chest. Bitches all around me, and they let me touch their breast. Got that saggy man boobs flowing, but that members count keeps growing. So I got to put it on a
vest. Best. Vest is best.
150.
Okay.
150 for for the vest.
Okay.
150 and I put it on my chest.
Okay. The vest goal has been pretty hard to hit recently. And that's tough when, you know, things are tight. I get it. Things have been tight for a lot of people, you know. Another thing I don't want people to freak out about is the members. The members right now are super low.
Yes, I'm feeling fucking blessed. Begging for hats and glasses and a vest. Hoping that the pay pigs will impress. Everybody's begging me, stop spending on the WWE.
Which vest, okay, is best? Which vest is e-beggar best?
150
vest,
150
best. Which vest
for the best
is best? Which
150 and I put it on my chest.
Okay. Vest is best. Vest is best. Okay. Vest is best.
150
Vest is best. Vest is best. Vest is best. Vest is best.
Now, what does the sugar do in the sauce?
Adds sweetness, adds a contrast. If you don't, it's all going to be tartness, and you won't have any
It's
kind
going to
of
be
sweetness
acidity
to
from
the sauce.
tomatoes.
Right, you'll have
And then
tart,
spice.
tart and it's acid and nothing else. All right. So now we got to stir all that in, and then we add our final ingredients, and then the meat.
This one's for all my baby girls.
Italian wife. Italian wife. Italian bills. Italian dark side fit. Italian wife. Italian wife. Italian chill. Italian can't give her a pill. I'm half kind of European mix. European style, Asian fusion style tips. Greasy hair. Pasta once a week. The authentic style, Asian fusion style, Italian.
Guess what else we're going to add?
What?
Sausage. Italian sausage. That's going to go in here too.
I love sausage. I have had many varieties.
Italian wife. Italian wife. Italian bills. Italian dark side fit. Italian wife. Italian wife. Italian chill. Italian can't give her a pill. Why do you pretend to be Italian? I don't. I'm not full-blooded Italian. That'd be ridiculous for me to claim. I'm a quarter Italian. I am 1/4 Polish, and then I'm half kind of European mix.
This one's for all my baby girls.
And it starts to click, you know, if someone just keeps saying sorry when they do something, they're not really apologizing, right? If apologizing isn't just words, it's I will not do this thing again because I feel bad about it. If you keep doing the thing, it's not actually an apology.
You have no respect for people that are alive, for fucking people that are dead. You don't give a shit about anybody but yourself. You have no respect.
Apologizing isn't just words.
You have no respect. Do you value money more than our friendship?
But that's the way of them saying, we want nothing to do with Phil at all moving forward. Let's make up a bunch of shit or twist a bunch of shit to make him sound bad because everyone hates him now anyway on the internet. So let's make him look like the villain so everyone will believe it and we'll just be washing our hands of the whole situation and we never have to deal with him ever again. And you know what? Look what's happened. Literally, no one bugs them anymore. Nothing. It's all, they're completely washed. The hands are clean.
You have no respect for people that are alive, for fucking people that are dead. You don't give a shit about anybody but yourself. You have no respect.
Apologizing isn't just words. It's I will not do this thing again.
You have no respect.
Because I feel bad about it.
He watches too much WWE. John starts getting text messages at 6 o'clock in the morning. That means it's like 2 o'clock in the morning there. So now, when you start reading them, you start looking at it, and it doesn't make any sense why he's even texting. And it's not even coherent. So you start wondering if the guy was, like, if he's been drinking and texting.
chat. People who, oh, they pretend like they support me, they pretend like they're positive, and they're not. They're shitheads. They sit here and they sneak this, and they say underhanded things. They try to literally bring up either detractor memes or literal drama shit every day. They do it on purpose so that they can try to derail the shit that I'm doing on my streams, you know? And it just gets to the point where it's so frustrating. I just want to have fun, man. I really just want to fucking have fun. That's it. That's all I want to have to do is have fun with you guys.
Fun. Way more fun.
I just want to have
fun. Way more fun.
I just want to have no taxes, bills to pay, nice and chill stream today. You're having a fun and interactive time with me and you're finding entertainment, positivity, and value in it, then the support should just come naturally, okay? I just want to have fun.
Way more fun.
I just want to have
fun. Way more fun.
Here's the bottom line, and I'm tired of it now. No more excuses, all right? Because the bottom line is people are like, Phil's not engaged in his commentary, and Phil's commentary is boring, and that's why people don't want to watch the playthroughs of the streams. Bullshit. I'm loving this game. I'm voice acting. I'm engaged. I'm commentating on everything that's going on actively. Bullshit. I call massive bullshit on any idiot who says that about either the Watch Dogs 2, which I've been playing recently and really liking, or Pokemon. It's bullshit. I call complete and utter bullshit on anyone who's saying that I'm not engaged and I sound like I'm bored. I'm not. So I've had enough excuses. It just seems to me like people are fucking lazy and don't want to come out to the streams. I don't even know what...
This thing starts shooting out like dozens and dozens of bubbles all over the place. And Kat says, wow, that's really good, but be careful because you're in a room with a bunch of electronics, and if you go crazy, right, you might end up like soaking all your electronics in bubbles, and you know, and also, you know, gets everywhere. You gotta be careful. And I was like,
That's right, I'm a Kimbo Bubble, baby, yeah!
bubbles. Woo! Bubble guns. Wow. Celebratory bubble blow. Celebratory bubble blow. Bubbles. Woo! Bubble guns. Wow. Bubble juice. The bubble gun is amazing. Hashtag not a clown. Bubble juice let. Bubble juice plus. Bubble juice let. Bubble juice let. Dual wield bubble gun uses a lot of bubble juice. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Bubbles Akimbo. Bubble goal. Woo! Bubble gun crazy shit. Alright, you can't send your kids to my streams because I'm weaving there. You're never too old to enjoy some bubble blasting. Let's put it that way. Plus, as a setup, that's a lot of bubbles, dude. I'm not a children's entertainer. They're really good quality bubbles, right? And I blew the bubbles and Jasper didn't like them. Okay? Blaster. Jasper, such a dangerous weapon. I dare you to say I'm still on level 1 now. Celebratory, good, clean fun. A bubble gun. Why didn't I think about this a year ago? Because honestly, I don't think about this kind of stuff. Like, I never thought you guys would ever want me to do bubbles on a stream. And then the bubble gun is amazing. All right? It is absolutely amazing. However, there's a catch to it. $200 in tips. There you go. That's what I'm talking about here on DSP Gaming, baby. Yeah. Reload the bubble juice. Bubbles. Woo! Bubble guns. Wow. Celebratory bubble blow. Celebratory bubble blow. Bubbles. Woo! Bubble guns. Wow. Bubble juice. The bubble gun is amazing. Hashtag not a clown. Can you do bubbles for rewards on streams? Excuse me. Celebration. Yeah, they live all over the laptop. Yuck. We'll use the bubble guns if and when we hit a members goal. That's right, I'm not a clown.
All employees, hello.
Never forget.
Contributions are mandatory. Excuse me, boy, did I screw that one up. Contributions are mandatory.
Obvious.
What is up, everyone? I'm once again requesting funds. Girls pay big, maybe dying. Hold up, wait a minute. Who is that? Ludwig the Distractor. Back on Bliss. Mod the Blast. Never come back. Bliss. Anyway, this back. Gotta give you a little time to file rights to the government blindside IRS. A silly little crime. Right off. Microtransactions. Pretending they're very necessary. Business expenses. So get their ass conditions. Simply consider tipping every single penny in your possession. Even if you can't read. Money
contributions, get that ass up out of your wheelchair. Get your wallet out, take $1 out, then give me the rest of that now for the best attack. Wow. And by the way, put on a shirt and tie, get to work your ass off harder than my wife gets to look at a cutie pie. Net worth these pay to win mechanics pay for themselves. So sell everything, let's see. Timbo Slice, 3 times a charm. Max out, buy in, back taxes, cash snacks, DoorDash deductions, combine function like a ginormous supervillain. Origin, this house.
House or a condo?
Uh-oh.
Hello?
So this mature adult house is like a base of operation, complete with PlayStation, crappy laptop, the Switch, and jack shit. No AC. This is a stream that needs probably 3 dumb fuck cups drop $100 and agrees with
What do
me.
you want now? Get me the fuck out of here. Shit, I don't get to have a Twitter. I hate my freaking job. Annoying as shit.
No, but really.
Pussy. I had to say it. Fuck this guy. What the fuck did I do? Stupid. Dude, I don't give up.
Back taxes, cash snacks, DoorDash deductions, buying function like a ginormous supervillain. Origin, specifically the twisted sociopath megalomaniac, running arcade machines like a huge torture chamber filled with mutants. But this string, instead of Wolverine, it's a dozen Derricks, and their parents are related. David Jim created the fan base I cultivated into a small cult that's gator AIDS. So get that ass condition, simp then. Consider tipping every single penny in your possession, even if you can't need money. Even if you can't. I demand can be mandatory. Contributions, get that ass up out of your wheelchair. Get your wallet out, take $1 out, then give me the rest of that now for the best attack. Wow. You know what I mean? I did nothing wrong. It's been tough begging you to hold my hand and pay for stuff. Yes, you. I need that money. I really do. There's no more choice. I'm no longer being sacrificed like Jesus Christ. While I'm more like Michael Vick triple fights. Alright. First thing I'd like to know, we missed the goal tonight. I'm overdrafted again on my dinner order. It sucks. What I'll say is this. Maybe I'll drive this bus into Twitch instead of this bus explosive. Not then be known as the Unicorn Order.
Alright, now this is a story all about how detractors turn my life upside down. I like to take a tip, so swing by the stream. It all started once, fire from a helicopter company. Bridgeport, Connecticut, born and raised. On my couch is where I spend most of my days. Poorly playing games and Tanqueray gin. Soon enough the toxic behavior would begin. My fucking moves, they're not coming out. After all the DSP tried I got gout. I did nothing wrong, I did everything correct. Hold on, the DoorDash driver's here, I'll be back in a sec. Alright, I'm back, and I got Burger King. Cats eating 3 Whoppers, and for me a chicken. Redemption Run BK, let's see how they did. Ew, fuck, the sandwich looks like it was made by a kid. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for the stream. Support was alright, I'm not complaining. I hope you enjoy my LED lights. And Derek, I hope you have a good night. Jasper, get out of there.
There seems to be this weird notion, alright, that somehow, just listen to this.
I have psychic manipulative powers that make you do things against your will that you wouldn't normally do. And when I turn on my stream, I use my psychic manipulative powers through the internet to make you contribute to my content. And it's all the psychic power hypnosis that I use over the internet. Ooh, did you know that I was an X-Man all along? Ooh, I'm coming for you. Ooh.
I mean, okay, allow me to explain to you how this really works. Well, hello everyone, Phil here, and welcome to something special. No nonsense, let's relax, let's have games, let's have a good interactive time style vibes here. About enjoying a variety of games, being honest with my audience, and having great social interactions every single day that I stream.
See the face on the YouTube stream, begging at you every weekday. See the face in the thumbnail, well that man is me. My content is my legacy. Forget the time that they caught me wanking.
Oh, camera's on.
You won't believe that this all started with a helicopter company.
It happened to me.
You may have heard troll rumors, Jin WWE. You don't need to believe in their slander, just believe in Ree. Cause viewers, you know me and you know I'm right. I've been working my ass off for you all day and night. I did nothing wrong, I did everything right.
It's not my fault.
You just keep on tipping me, sound good, alright.
Sounds good to me.
I protect my family, I'm a mature adult who operates a household. I work so hard I don't have time for friends, and I sleep alone at night. Don't believe the conspiracies, don't believe the done style theories. Watch me and only me, cause I deserve the damn spotlight. There's no doubt you're pignatized. You believe in everything I'm saying. If you wanna see my new vest, let's interact and start paying. Cause viewers, you love me and I know I'm right. But fame and fortune is all I dream about at night. I did nothing wrong, I did everything right.
By the way, I'm just gonna start banning people right now because I've had enough. I'm just gonna ban like 10 people. Alright? I need funds to do things in the short term. If we hit a Tips goal tonight, that would be superb. I know you guys love me and what I do. Financially, things are rough for me. Fuck you!
Won't find me begging when I've hit that Tips goal. Crack open a bottle of gin for the night. Just make sure to check my daily gaming schedule. Cause if you can support me, please swing on by. I'm not trying to guilt trip you.
Eat a lunch meat sandwich.
But I'm begging you please, my bills are overdue.
I need that money, I really do. I need that money for my bills.
Don't look at the detractors. Don't look at the trolls. Don't look at any other content creators that you know. You can find me on YouTube. DSP, no space gaming. You can tip me anytime, but tip right now, cause support is low. The members are joining in droves, and I'm not getting any poorer. All of this is thanks to you, my loyal pay pigs, whales, and viewers. Cause viewers, you love me, and I know I'm right.
Thanks for the money, dummies.
My meaningful content is the meaning of my life.
Meaningful to me.
I did nothing wrong, I did everything right.
I did nothing wrong.
I just can't wait to pull some Bogans tonight. Alright, cause viewers, you love me right.
You love my content, right?
I'll be doing the same shit for the rest of my life.
Every day of my life is the best day
I
of my
still
life.
do nothing wrong, I do everything right.
I did nothing wrong.
You just keep on tipping me and everything will be alright. Viewers, you love me. Viewers, you love me.
Anyone who supports the stream anyway, whether it be a like, a super chat, a membership, a gifted membership, a tip, all appreciated, okay?
Viewers, you love me.
Could we forget about the things I said when I was drunk? I didn't mean cheeky cheeky Jan Wang. I can't remember what was said, and if I paid my friends, please tip me, please tell me why. There's Hogan's on my mobile, and I refuse to put my clothes on. Got tipped $200 last night, and it's gone. Gone. It's no surprise to me, I am my own worst enemy. Cause every now and then I get it to drink Welltail gin. The smoke alarm is going off and there's a video still recording. Please tell me why. There's Hogan's on my mobile and I refuse to put my clothes on. Got tipped $200 last night, and it's gone. Gone. Woo. Woo. Please tell me why there's Hogan's on my mobile and I refuse to put my clothes on. Got tipped $200 last night and it's gone.
Cut.
Yikes. And I am controlling all of you. And what I do, I wiggle like this. And what happens is your wallet opens up and all of your money flies out of your wallet through the sky. And then once a day I open my window with a big bag, a big sack like Santa's loot sack, and it just fills with money just flying in there. Yikes. Money kinesis. I have money kinesis.
He got that.
Money kinesis.
He got that.
Hypnosis.
He got that.
Money kinesis. Controlling all of you. Money kinesis.
He got that pig gnosis. You know who the pig roach is. Notorious P.E.G. He got them bills lined up every single week. You know all these Hogans ain't for free. So swing by and hit me. Please drop a tip if you like the post-nasal drip. If you drop a like, I'ma snort right in the mic. 14 years for these Hogans. 14 years so I can be broke boy Joe Rogan.
Hypnosis. Money kinesis. I have money kinesis.
He got that.
Money kinesis.
He got that.
Hypnosis.
He got that.
Money kinesis. Controlling all of you. Money kinesis.
He got that pig gnosis. You know who the pig roach is. Notorious P.E.G. He got them bills lined up every single week. You know all these Hogans ain't for free. So swing by and hit me.
Money kinesis. I have money kinesis.
He got that.
Money kinesis.
He got that.
Hypnosis.
He got that.
Money kinesis.
He got that.
Controlling all of you. Money kinesis.
He got that.
Hypnosis. It complements the flavor perfectly. And it's so weird because it's nothing like any other cuisine. It really isn't. I can't even tell you another cuisine that tastes like that. But it's so good. And what I like about Mediterranean food is usually when you get it, you get such a good variety of stuff. Like I got, it came with hummus and pitas. You dip the pitas in the hummus, and that was delicious. Robust, insanely flavorful chicken. It's not dry. It's freaking robust. Give me this dipping sauce, garlic infused dipping sauce. Robust. I will tell you guys is thus. Robust. Robust. They came with their rice, which is the seasoned rice. The tastes, again, it tastes kind of different from other cultural rices. It has peas and carrots, but it's also got this unique seasoning in it that's really good. And then also a side salad, which was like lettuce, tomato, onion, robust, insanely flavorful chicken. It's not dry. It's freaking robust. Give me this dipping sauce, garlic infused dipping sauce. Robust. I will tell you guys is thus. Robust. 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 We went and got dinner. Now, this was a double-edged sword. We knew that the restaurant we were going to was probably going to be good. It was a very high-end Chinese-style, Asian fusion-style restaurant, okay?
In the not-too-distant past, 2008 AD. There was a guy named Phil, pretty different from you or me. He was employed at a helicopter support place, not doing much work, yet a certified ace. Phil's boss called him in around half-past noon, and then he fired him on the spot, but Big Rush knew just what to do.
They mistreated me completely.
I'll produce content for YouTube, the worst ever made. The dance will sit and watch it all until all my bills are paid. Now keep in mind, Phil can't control when his begging begins or ends. He never learned that special skill because he has no friends.
I'm a proud individual.
Snort, court, roll call. Catherine.
My wife.
Jasper.
Get down.
Derek.
Good night, Derek.
Bills, if you're wondering why folks tip the guy as he rambles about scat, just remind yourself these same people once paid $2K to see his cat on Feigning Distress Theater 2000.
Shorty rock to the beat for your boy.
Dumba, dumba.
Rock to the beat for your boy.
Dumba. Here we go.
I want money. I want chicks. Pay my taxes.
Eat a dick.
With you.
Easy to eat.
With you.
My tax attorney screwed me over. YouTube views. Fucking pointless. What can I do? I'm screwed. I want to do a fundraiser to pay my tax on Twitch. Violated the rules.
Get that ass banned.
What a bitch. Dumba. It's not my fault. Dumba. It's not my fault.
It was
YouTube.
It was
taxes.
It was
detractors.
It was
cinema.
It was
Copyright strikes. Not my fault. Phil, you know, with all this going on, we really want you to have a new TV.
You should tip me. You should tip me.
If you're not aware, just a standard doctor's visit is hundreds of dollars.
You should tip me. You should tip me.
In addition to all of that, last night also, I was looking at gaming headphones.
You should tip me. You should tip me.
I might have to sell my house.
You should tip me.
Staring at a little chat window like it was a demon in the corner counting tips. Someone gifted 500 memberships. Logging on my mobile game to go nuts. Why isn't my bank account robust? Where's the dough? I'm bitching to YouTube, I've gotta know. Thought that I'd be rolling like Bezos, but these are Argentinians.